On the balls front, we have news. Dingus has been debulbed, and my youngest, most feral son, in addition to his, well, startling announcement this morning that he's going to run as president of North Korea because he thinks it's mean that they don't get to go out of North Korea. But he had extra, modeling clay, and they were very startled to learn what neutering actually meant. So he's like,
Oh,
I'll make him some balls.
cross stitch them.
No, he was like, I have clay, mom, and we can just,
Oh, attach them.
make them. He's like, I know how to make, balls. It's like, well, there. It's like, I'm going to choose to see that as kind and not, a reason to call a therapist.
Yes,
So
yes.
then he looked at me and he asked the one question to which I know I could answer honestly, and he said, "Well, when do I get my balls removed?" And I looked at him and I said, "When you get married like the rest of us."
Legally married.
I was
Don't
like,
do the
"Look, whenever
common
you
law.
get your first girlfriend and you lose your hoodie, all right? That's what happens."
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Yeah.
well, and you were speaking of North Korea. I was talking with MG last night, and I came up with a wonderful idea for sovereign citizens. So instead of taking them to jail and call them travelers on land, instead of the big court process because they claim that they're not American citizens, you just
True.
send them to North Korea. And after you like do 2 or 3 of those and you send 2 or 3 to North Korea, then the sovereign citizen movement, I think, would pretty much end. They would
Oh,
go,
see, I was just
"Wait,
going to make them sovereign of their own area in space, with or without a
no,
spacesuit. They're not
no, they,
contracting with me. I don't need to give them a spacesuit.
no, they don't need space. What they need is just because, well, you're saying you're not a citizen, you're a citizen of the land. Well, here we go. Like I think that Kim needs a little bit more love over there, and we'll be happy to send you. Like I say, I'm telling you, you send the first couple over there, and the sovereign citizens will go. Well, maybe I do want to be a citizen of the United States, and join the rest of normal society.
Nah. Again, I still say they are joining the ranks of Space Force
Just launch.
when I become president. Look, we need R&D. And since, you are your own independent nation and therefore a limited liability corporation in and of yourself, I am sending you up there and you can take all of the liability. Thank you so much and welcome to playing. Mo's got, power. Again, this is why I should never be given power because people will end up in space without spacesuits.
Well, no, you give them spacesuits. They can be the first colonizers of Mars. Just send. Hey, look at all this free land you've got. You just have to survive.
True.
Put them out there with politicians as their terms expire. You know,
Oh
that
my
would be
God, could you
perfect. Like,
imagine Nancy out there? Where's the booze? Oh my God. I was then out here and there was no alcohol. We'd actually see her sober for like the first 10 seconds of her life. And
yeah,
then it would glitch out like the fembots.
it'd be more like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's just like,
Arnold Schwarzenegger is nice. He both married Skeletor and slept with the ugliest maid ever. So, he sees what's on the inside. He saw through Skeletor's, candidiness
insights.
and loved her. And then he also found the world's most visually unappealing maid.
Do you think that's true? Do you think it's true? I mean, do you think he really did? Did he admit to it?
Well, I mean, the kid looks just like him. I mean, having been born from, a woman with a darker complexion than me, and he looks 990% Scandinavian.
Well, did the maid look good whenever he was sleeping with her? That's the question. I mean, how old is the kid? Was it, because maybe her body just went, after the kid. I mean, what are you going to do whenever you've got the kid coming out going, "I will break your mother"?
Well, I mean, again, she saw the party and still bought a ticket. Look, I already knew from previous children that my kids were going to have pumpkin heads. Now, I was not aware that the size was going to quadruple for my husband's children. Otherwise, I would have thought twice. Couldn't even put a hat on those big children because babies already have big heads, and they the nurses were like, "Oh, they got a lot of brains." I was like, "No, they just had huge heads. Like, don't lie to me, okay? I just pushed them out, all right."
It's not that they have a lot of brain. They have very thick skulls.
That's the problem. Well, I do know that the economy is down, and I do like creative ways to build, an economy. I'm just not sure if Colombia's president has consulted a former law tuber about him becoming a Colombian marching powder sommelier. I thought you would have that advanced setup if you were going to make this, your chief export.
Yeah, I think Colombia should just stick with coffee. Maybe that might be a better idea. Is there something about Colombia and stimulants? I'm guessing maybe
Well, I
you got
mean,
Colombian coffee, Colombian marching powder. You got the Colombian women stimulants.
true.
You know.
So, Colombia's president claims that cocaine is no worse than whiskey. And as a fake Irish person, stop making fun of the Irish. Let redheads rule. Whiskey has ruined more lives effectively. And can we just, stop trying to replace redheads?
Well, they tried it back in the 80s, okay, and they realized that freebasing redheads is much more fun than freebasing the Colombian marching powder.
I mean, you do get more children out of it, not gonna
True, true.
lie. Insure your pension and Social Security. Go have fun with a redhead and not cocaine.
Yes. It's gonna be much better for
Ensure the
you.
next generation of Americans will be forced to all buy SPF 100.
Yes, you can just bury your nose in a redhead instead of burying your nose in,
That's Colombia's next tourism, gambit. And suggests that the drug is only illegal because it's made in Latin America. He does realize that Afghanistan has poppy fields, right?
well, that would be heroin.
Oh, damn, I'm not up on my narcotics, but still, it's. I always get those two confused. It's like ACDC, I just never know which one. Explains why my whole narco empire didn't, work out. I couldn't remember which one I was supposed to taste and put up on my lip and which one I was supposed to shove up my nose. It's terrible.
You put the redhead on your lips.
Thank you, Mel Clump. And absolutely, he does need a thick skull to survive. I mean, a fair point. Look, it is. Boys just need an internal helmet. I think that's why their skulls are thicker.
That could be it. That could be it. I mean, I was told that I had a very thick skull, or how did my mother put it? That horse
Hard
should have kicked you
head.
a little harder. If you understand that joke, I got kicked by a horse whenever I was what it was like the week before kindergarten or first yeah, was it kindergarten? Yeah, I think it was like the
Oh
week before
no.
kindergarten. I got kicked by a horse and snapped my left arm in like 3 places. That was the only damage that happened except for my pride.
Oh. And your mom probably said, "How much did I tell you to walk on that horse? Did I tell you not to walk near the horse?" Poor
Well,
little
no,
Fizzy's just like, "My
I was
arm is
riding a
dead."
I was riding a big wheel. That was the thing.
Oh, oh,
And somebody had ridden a horse up and tied it to the front porch of this house. I lived on a farm growing up, and
oh. I was just
and
like, look, our Buick is down. We're taking the four-seater buggy.
well, and I I knew better to be near the horse. I just, I was I just remember riding the big wheel, and then next thing I remember, I was standing in the backyard with, like I felt like my head was going to explode because I was screaming so hard. Ah, and then I woke up and I was in the back of a car, and then I woke up and I was in a hospital with a guy with a rubber glove with a face painted on it, shoving it in my face, and that didn't make me happy either.
No, I could imagine that would be terrifying, especially
Yeah.
the guy coming, at you with rubber gloves. Rubber gloves usually mean nothing good. Like, no, I do not want to wash the dishes. Thank you, sir. I just had a concussion. And whatever you
Well,
plan to do with those gloves, I gave it up for Lent. Full
the
stop.
best part about it is though you get fondled by the nurse. I mean, it's not the most enjoyable thing, but the nurses do tend to fondle you. Well, because they got to make sure that your bladder is drained, kind of thing. But so it's like why? Well, this is interesting. Hello, nurse. I forgot all about my broken arm.
I could imagine.
Uh,
Oddly enough, getting a catheter replaced does not take a woman's mind off of her broken arm.
just
Who knew? Let me find that.
oh.
There. Handing out life wisdom. Let's see. So, this commentary blew right through some lines. Okay, New York Post, I will allow this. Your punniness
Oh,
is allowed on Fridays.
yes.
Uh, Colombian nose powder is no worse for your health than a common glass of whiskey, claimed President of Colombia and a former law tuber.
Um, really? So no, this is not. Is he the former or is he the current president?
Let's see here. In the first of its kind 6-hour live broadcast ministerial meeting in the South American country of Colombia, the president, Gustavo Petro, argued that cocaine, cocaine is only illegal because of global politics, further claiming that it can be consumed as casually as alcohol, which may explain this green shirt that he picked out,
Uh,
highlighting his nippular area and his man boobs.
Is he? He's been using his own product, hasn't he?
Well, I would have thought he'd be skinnier with no man boobs if he was using his own product.
Well, I mean, did he not see Scarface?
I know, I kind of want all the buttons to be unbuttoned and a big male pendant right there.
Yeah.
And then if he could say, just a large desk with just pounds of powder.
Well, didn't they back in the what was it the 20s and the 1800s? Didn't they used to use that quite a bit anyway? It
Well,
was like a
yeah, as a
regular.
so I do believe it was the cocaine that I want to say Roosevelt used as he was giving the Pearl Harbor because he had stuffed up sinuses, and that was one of the cures for stuffed up sinuses. No wonder I always figured Dayquil didn't work. Well, and they
Um,
put it in Coca-Cola, allegedly.
well, it was actually it's still used by indigenous people in South America because they would chew the leaves. And 1860 in the 1800s, there was a chemist that isolated it, and then a in 1859 and 1860, a Scottish physician introduced it as a local anesthetic for surgery. Okay. And then in the late 1800s, it was widely used as a stimulant, tonic, and pain reliever. I like that. and then it was used as medicine in the 20th century for local anesthetics and stimulant, and it was used to treat depression, anxiety, and addiction to other drugs. Hmm,
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
didn't
think
know
if you
this.
introduce cocaine, you'll get off weed.
Well, you said, however, its addictive and toxic properties led to the removal from medical use in most countries. But then it was in the 70s and 80s, it became a recreational usage, and then it was associated with that the Colombian booger sugar epidemic with widespread use and uh, and then it's usually snorted, injected, or smoked. Why would you do that? And then, due to its addictive and harmful effects, it was made illegal in many countries in the 20th century. The UN Convention in 1961 classified it as a Schedule II, meaning it has a high potential for abuse and addiction, but also has accepted medical use. Well, can we just get down on the accepted medical use?
I know. I suffer from something that would require nose clamps. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
That's,
Imagine giving someone nose clamps for anxiety. Like, look, I understand your heart is racing, but try this stimulant. It'll be great.
well, and I think it's just because of and alcohol is pretty addictive also.
Yes.
I mean,
I
you get the hippie shakes if you go without it for a long period of time if you're a hardcore drinker.
again, so would it be considered mean or a public service if the first person I send to Mars is Nancy Pelosi without any booze?
Just give her some cocaine.
Could you imagine, like, just uh I just don't even know what's going on here. Um my eyebrows seem to be falling off my face. Um could you imagine her in zero gravity?
Oh, oh man. I could imagine.
And
I
now
could
that you
I
guys all of your
well, she the thing is if you put Nancy Pelosi in the ocean, because you were trying to like get rid of her, she would just float. Have you ever seen her bosoms? Like those are
well,
silicone things.
I mean, those are 28-year-old boobs on an 80-year-old woman, and
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting. Frosted Flake has a whole new marketing. Okay,
I
this
love it.
brings me to that other most ridiculous of new trends, non-alcoholic booze. Yes, it is showing up in my Walmart. Can you imagine them having a little Colombian nose powder section next to the
Ooh,
non-booze booze?
that would be so cool. This is the non-addictive cocaine. Hmm.
Diet Coke? Just don't call it Tab.
Oh God. Whatever did happen to that drink? Is it still around?
I can only say that I pretty much should be the starter of a class action lawsuit because I'm pretty sure my mom survived on Tab when I was being formulated within her. So, whatever is phenolphthalein, I think I am like just made of it. So, sucralose is not bad for you.
Sucralose for you. Oh my God. Oh no.
And
No.
it was so gross. I remember they brought it back for, I think maybe late 90s. They were trying to bring it back. So my mom bought it. And I was like, you used to willingly drink this? Like, explain to me again how Zima became a thing, Mom, because Tab and Zima
Oh.
seemed like a really bad idea. So how did you allow this?
Well, didn't they just replace Zima and give it a new name? It's like called White Cloud or White Claw or something like that. Isn't it
Yeah.
basically the same thing? It's like some fizzy thing, or I don't know. Because see, I try to avoid those kinds of things. If I want alcohol, I don't want alcohol with like inside of a weird fizzy drink. You know?
Oh, no, I want my booze to taste like Kool-Aid. So you
Oh,
get listen to Mama Mo. You will not spend $12 for 3 cans of White Claw. Get you a handle of Tito's and some Diet Sprite. The more you know, you're welcome.
And buy the cheap stuff. Don't buy the don't buy the expensive stuff.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I can't imagine that he's gonna find a lot of. Can I do like that we just showed the little bag? Like, come on.
yeah, like come on. This is easier to transport than alcohol. You
He's
know,
like, look, I can ship this for like 99 cents. With booze, you have to buy a can and everything.
yeah, I mean, and the cool part is if this spills out, then nobody, you won't start a fire.
True. True.
Very true.
Well, so I'm trying to. I do need to bring Shizzy front and center because we did
Oh,
cover this, but now I need to explain to me what a kazoo audio assault squad has to do with the International Cherry Blossom Festival.
um, I'm trying to think where was the kazoo created? I'm hoping that it was maybe in some sort of torture
Hell,
factory in Eastern Europe or something.
the
It
Hanaway
had to be.
Hilton. That's where they invented this shit. They were like, "Do you want the bamboos under your nails, or would you like this recorder Star Wars rendition?" And the guy and
Oh,
John McCain was like, "You know what? I just surrender. Let me
I just
write or let
surrender.
me make recordings. Hello, my name is John McCain, and I'm a senator's son. And the people of the Hanaway Hilton have just been super nice to me. I don't know why we're fighting communism anyway.
Just don't play the kazoo.
Don't play the kazoo."
Oh, why would anybody do this? Why would I don't
They
understand.
are
So
looking,
what?
Shizzy. You need to stop this as our Georgia,
Oh,
correspondent. They are looking for 5,191 people.
don't worry, don't worry. I see why this is such a deal. This is in Macon, okay? That's why. It's
Um,
it's in
what
Macon.
is
That
wrong with
explains a lot.
Macon?
It just explains a lot. Macon is well, they want to be part of Atlanta, but I mean they consider Macon Metro Atlanta. Don't ask me. I can't tell you why. The Metro Atlanta goes from like Augusta all the way up to like, Chattanooga. It's weird.
Okay. Well, apparently because, international cherry blossom events started in Georgia because they're deeply inspired by Japan in Georgia.
I guess so. I it's all the sushi bars, right? I guessing.
Yeah. So apparently London had already done this with 5,190 people in 2011. Um, Again, I hope that whatever island they put these 5,000 people on is warm in the winter and cold in the summer, because holy God, what the hell? Send these people to Australia. They deserve this.
What do you think? What's her name will show up also so she can like make sure that she gets at least 2,000 of those? Because I mean she's already tried to break the world record, and I think what was it? Pornhub like removed her video or something. I don't know. I didn't follow it
Yeah.
too much because I think they said they couldn't confirm if some of these men were of age. I was like,
Ew. Also,
why is I think this is a trend like this. I think this year is going to be one of those years where everybody's going to try to break all the records because that's all I keep hearing about is like in kazoos. I mean, I guess something's getting blown because she tried, but she got I think blown out or something.
yeah, I do have a question. Like, I mean, I could understand, disregarding my innate need for rules to want to jump to the head of that line.
Yeah, it was. Oh. Just like,
Like, look, I don't want to be 1031. Could I possibly get further up in the queue?
I mean, I guess this would be about as loud as she was. I mean, it'd be just like a lot of bah.
Okay, but here's the question, like, do you continue to have to fake that you're having a good time with man number 1,000? Because I feel like all of your, enthusiasm. Look, it's like the last part of your shift at the end of the day when you were working retail. You were just trying to get those customers out of the door. So she's like,
Yeah.
okay, so, like,
Well, and
let's.
that was the thing is she was only it was like I think they timed it as like you only had like so much time because she was trying to do it like in a 24-hour period or something. It's like at what point does she sleep? Is she just like eating while like some guy's going and then he's like the next one and she hasn't even finished her chicken wings or something. I don't understand.
Imagine being the intern for that. You're like, yeah, I've worked in film school. And they're like, okay, we're going to be doing kind of an organic film shoot. Um, Now you're going to need this hazmat suit. And then they just pull out the can of Lysol and the Purell. Okay, now what we need is
Oh,
called irrigation. And we're just going to need you to clean things out every once in a while. Here's a squeegee. And you're like, and you're her mama and you're the manager. I'm just asking for. Now, you're going to take this and you're going to squeegee, okay? And then you're going to make sure her body glitter is looking okay.
yeah. It's
Ugh,
it's so weird. I'm sorry. I don't understand trying to break Guinness Book World Records. I really don't. I've
I
never
don't,
understood that.
but I know that you guys are looking at the calendars and you're thinking that, Valentine's Day is soon. But what do you give for the person who's already taken your heart and crushed it?
Oh,
Well, one zoo is allowing you to send elephant pooping videos to your ex for Valentine's Day. Now, I would like to say that I had nothing to do with this marketing campaign, but I could have, and that's why I love it.
do you send them as cookies? Is that what you do? Like,
Name a turd after a turd. The Memphis Zoo in Tennessee is celebrating Valentine's Day by giving fans a chance to send a cute red panda video to their sweethearts or a video of an elephant pooping to their exes. The zoo announced its dating or dumping promotion. I swear to
just
God, I had
can't make
nothing to
this
do
up.
with this, but
Oh, you could
it,
have
it
named this.
sounds like something out of my alley. I mean, let's see here. It
Could you
allows its
imagine if you got
followers.
that mixed up? If you sent the wrong one? Just like,
Look, okay, my husband, knowing me, would send me the turd one, and he'd be like, "I shit you not, you're my favorite turd," you know. And I would probably find that much more funny than a red panda, because I would expect a chow to be dressed up as a red panda, you know, instead of like
Chow Zoo. Oh my God, yes. Mo's gonna start a Chow Zoo. That would be awesome.
I love chows. My first puppy was a chow, and look, I am not the most what we could call diligent pet mom. I tend to be a little too forgiving, so my animals tend to be a little rambunctious. So youngest most feral may get it from somewhere.
Oh my
She's
God.
Dingus almost chipped my tooth because here I am trying to lay down, look at my thing, and I don't know if they maybe gave him some Colombian president powder while he was getting debulbed, because this cat is about 20 pounds and was on my chest and demanding pets to the point where he knocked my phone to my face.
Oh,
He was so
oh,
high. He was too high to
oh,
function.
that,
He was like, man.
I like that you call it Colombian presidential powder. That's awesome. That's that's
Well, I mean,
that's
he
why
is
Hunter
going
is so
on.
interested.
Why did he go over to Ukraine when Colombia was right there, ripe for the picking?
Well, he wasn't sure if he'd be able to get back across the border, Ukraine's a little easier to get across the border.
All I'm
Uh,
seeing is like if he were at a flower factory and he is just Lucille balling it with the chocolates, like, and powder is just flying everywhere. And then he's just like,
I'm
it's like I
just
don't
wondering.
have enough hundreds.
Oh my gosh. Wasn't it a couple of years ago when they found a little baggie? Well, it wasn't really a little baggie, but it was enough to get everybody in the building like feeling no pain whatsoever. It's just like, holy cow. Like who would do such a thing as Hunter comes out and is like, hey everybody, I'm here. You see Jill over there just going, yeah, I'm here too. I'm here too.
I mean, okay, to be fair, of the two presidents that we maybe could level allegations on, the one who seems to have slept about 1 hour since becoming president, I would be a little bit more skeptical. The one who was asleep the entire time
Yeah,
and
different
thinking that,
country. That's why he pulled out of Afghanistan. He's got his dosages. Sorry, that's bad. That's so bad.
well, Biden runs on Gelfling like Kathy Hochul, and you can't tell me that woman wasn't. You can't tell me Jim Hansen didn't look exactly at Kathy Hochul and he's like, "We found a Skeksis. Okay, take that and make it a Muppet. We have our villains. Now, someone find a homeless woman who doesn't wear a bra, and we got Hagatha. I will die on this hill.
Oh, oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. Long to. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Okay, no, I'm proving my point because
Yes.
my hillbilly honor, I feel I need to prove this.
Hmm.
But now, tell me this woman hadn't sucked a gelfling dry, especially right here.
I think is she related to Nancy? That's what I'm
It's the
wondering.
problem is that they have raised their eyebrows beyond the orbital circuit. It has gone straight into five head territory.
Well, that's because whenever you step on the back of someone's head, you start pulling that skin back, it has nowhere to go. If it goes too far, then you look like some sort of like anglerfish or something, but they have to like grab it and pull it back.
Okay, again, tell me. I mean,
Yes.
again,
Yeah. That is
it
very much
it
right.
is photographic. I mean, again, Jim
Yeah.
Henson, thank you for getting us ready for modern day politicians.
I love it.
First, I
I
thought you were
love
just
it.
traumatizing us, and now I realize that you're just getting us ready for modern day politics. Thank you so much, sir. I didn't need to be traumatized at 7, though. Thank you. Like, here's a children's stories all about death, and these scary, bird monsters are going to meet up with these weird kangaroo guys. And you're just like, how much Colombian presidential powder were you on, sir?
Oh, oh my gosh. A dating or dumping promotion that allows them so it's a $10 donation to get someone a picture of poop. I
Yeah,
mean,
they send a video of the elephant actually pooing. Or you get a nice, cute, cuddly red panda picture and
wh-
video.
what is the video doing? Is the panda pooping too?
So it's an adorable video of a red panda munching on a grape, or a stinky video of an elephant, dung, I guess, turdlet falling on a big pile of turds.
I'm just picturing right now a panda licking itself, and then you send that video to somebody.
Well, that's the other, that's the Indiana or Indianapolis Zoo. Got that ex that deserves a little stinking surprise this Valentine's? Let an elephant do the talking. Or maybe you found the one and want to send them something adorable. Our red pandas have that covered. The zoo said it in on its website. Now, the zoo said on social media that the elephant poop videos are good for more than just exes. Maybe it's your annoying neighbor or overbearing mother in law. Yeah, try the poop and elephant. See if you're going to hear the end of that one. Please videotape the
my
aftermath
my
for me.
my brother-in-law, as a joke to my wife, because my wife being very liberal, ultra liberal, I should say. He got a pre-recorded audio clip, that and what it was is on her birthday. It's the president calling you, wishing you a happy birthday. And it was Trump. Oh my gosh, she kept hanging up. She kept hanging up the phone because she was like, I don't want to hear this advertisement about this president. I don't like him. So she would hang up the phone and immediately would call back, and she was getting angry, like so angry, because it was like, this is Donald Trump with a message for, gives her name, Miss Jizzy. And she's just like, what in the hell? And finally, she listens to it, because it would just keep calling until you finish the message. It would just keep calling, and so she finally picks it up, listens to the message, and my brother-in-law sent her a message that was just like, "Did you get your birthday present?" She was like, "I hate you, I hate you, I hate you." That was not funny.
Have I YouTubed elephant treats? No, I haven't. An elephant pulls. Okay, but I get censored if I want
Oh,
to use the word murder.
do you?
Well, it does if it is one of those things that I'll usually say unalive because it will kind of bump you up to
Ah,
sensitive content. But I always put on there that I do cover sensitive content because
yeah.
I do.
Yes, because you're very sensitive.
Yeah, no. Thank you so much. So my
Um,
shadow box, everything is boxed up. So I'm using my
I like
uh
that. You
Hobby
know,
Lobby.
you should have something on the outside of it that says, money pit or something, just
I I need to get that.
pit of
I just
despair.
Well, because I've got everything in boxes. Like literally everything is in boxes. I stole Mr. Mo's room, so I'm
Oh, you were pointing up. I was like, I stole Mr. Mo's wig. I was just like, why is he wearing a wig?
okay. Well, all right. I would like to call out my youngest, most feral at this moment because I, as a beautiful, good, and kind wife, had not informed Mr. Mo that he has maybe a large quarter to silver dollar bald spot on his head
Oh,
because I
okay.
figured it would, look, it's like when someone points out that you've gained a couple 20 pounds with the latest, coof, or your fat jeans no longer fit, and you're like, oh, okay. So I just wasn't going to tell him anything. So he's sitting on the floor about a year ago. Now, I have dutifully, as a good wife, kept this secret from him for like years.
Yeah.
My youngest, most feral, decides to come over and caress his bald spot, and he's like, "You're bald." And Mr. Mo was like, "No, I'm not," because I had never told him. Okay, because again, I'm trying to be nice over here. I was gonna slowly start attaching back hair to his little bald spot with glue at night.
It just starts falling. That's what it is. As we get older, it falls off our head and onto our back and
It
just
no, it
attaches
goes into
itself.
your ears.
Oh, that too.
Okay, so Mr. Mo was like, "Am I bald?" And I was like, uh, due to lack of representation, I'm not allowed to talk to you until my lawyer gets here." So then he's like, hand me my phone, and he has me take videographic evidence of the said bald spot.
Oh
And
gosh.
he's like,
Oh,
has this been there long? And I'm over here trying to be diplomatic, and of course, youngest most Farrell's like, "Yeah, you've been bald forever." And of course, youngest most Farrell's like, "Yeah, you've been bald forever." I was like, "Damn it!"
My whole life.
He's like, "You always been bald. You've been bald since I was born, Dad." I was like, "Damn it, child."
Thanks.
So Mr. Mo is looking at me, and I'm like, "Look, I was trying to protect you. I was trying to help you, and it's not like you can see it because it's on the back of your head. And look, we have already tried you bald, and you have a divotty head, so you are just gonna have to go with the friar tuck, okay? It's how it's gonna like. I have made peace with it as your wife, and I should be the only one that really matters. And honestly, I don't see the back of your head all that much because you're taller than me.
Yeah.
So
So we're
really, only
good.
people taller than you know you're bald, and you're pretty tall. So
There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's like I'm starting to get the receding hairline, but as if it's any indication of how my father was, he had like I've got my father's hair. It's like always been thick. Like the hairdressers or hair cuttists, what do they call them? Barbers. Yeah, those things. The barbers always
the
hated cutting my hair.
stylists.
Yeah, because not only is it like really thick, but it gets very like wavy. Like whenever I had long hair, it was like I would go somewhere and chicks were just like, "Hey, how do you get your hair like that?" I go, "Don't cut it," and
Don't you hate that? Guys come out like, with they'll have that long, beautiful hair, looks like a Vidal Sassoon commercial from like Farrah Fawcett days, and they're like, I just wash it.
yeah, pretty much.
And every woman is like, I will murder you in front of a courthouse, and not no one will do a thing to me with that.
They want to
It's
scalp you. There's just like, like
okay. Now, Shizzy, I will tell you that I was pushed to unkindness after Mr. Mo had his, upsetness that I had, withheld this because he finally kept asking me why I hadn't told him anything. And I said, well, I figured you'd eventually find out when your peninsula up here became an island. Because, it's kind of, it's becoming a peninsula. It's got a little outgrowth, but we've got,
yeah.
retention here. But we've got, the eastern seaboard is coming in here.
Yeah, eastern western seaboards. Well, my uncle, he took after my grandfather was bald at like 30 or 20 or
Oh, no.
something like that,
I had
and
friends
and
like
my
that. Like they
and
were
my
seniors in
uncle
high school just.
yeah, my uncle had the worst comb over because he took
Oh
all of this
no.
hair here and he went all the way across over to here. And it was obvious that, especially whenever he'd walk out the wind, it would just like do this number. It would just be like blowing off to this side or whatever side. I don't remember. It's that side. So that looking at him, that side would be this side for me. Yeah. So it was over. It would just be blowing way the hell out here. And of course, then he would like have to do that. And he would wear a hat and, just it was just like my cousin finally said, "Uncle, your dad, I do cut hair for a living. That's my forte. And if you let me cut your hair, you're gonna like it. Like, let me take care of it." So she, cleaned it all up, cut it short, and he looked like he dropped about 20 years off of his age.
It again, it's just like with women. If not everyone's going to have the same body, so you can always, find different pieces that work for you.
Hmm.
Because not everyone's going to have the same sort of things that they're kind of self-conscious about.
Yeah.
But I will have to see you the comb over and raise you the comb tail. So this is where we take the 10 remaining hairs up here and we grow them about 18 inches. Now we grow out this too. So then we make a ponytail where
Oh,
we
and then
plaster
you got
these
that
10
strip that just goes back.
and we try to space the strands like like no
Yes.
one sees this. And I'm like, no, that is 10 strands right there, sweetheart.
Well, and I
Have
and
you
and
thought?
I told my wife, I was like, if I start going bald, I'm just going to shave my head bald. I mean, so that, it's just buzz it every single time. Just keep it like I'll have the clippers that just goes, hey, can you get the back? Cause I can't see that. Or just grow
Yeah.
like a really weird mullet where it's all shaved and then just have it growing back here.
Just a rat tail, just
Yeah.
completely shaved and a rat tail.
Yeah. That would be hilarious. Look like that kid from, what was it? Oh gosh. What was that movie that Eddie Murphy was in, where the kid just had the little
Oh, the
ponytail?
golden child.
Yeah, The Golden Child, where he just had the ponytail.
Oh my gosh. I hadn't seen that movie in forever. I love that movie.
Oh, it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
I know when he was telling the kid who's supposed to be like this, reincarnation of basically one of their, most holy people, and he's like, "Can you heat up this hot pocket for me?" Or something incredibly blasphemous. Like, come
Yes.
on, make the Coke cold. Movies that could not be made today because people are like, oh, that's offense, cultural appropriation.
I, and I said this back whenever Biden was around that that I have a feeling that coming up very soon, people are so sick of all of the PC stuff that they're going whoever makes the movie that is comparable to like Blazing Saddles, it's going to make millions and millions of dollars. It will be like the most offensive to every single person, and especially the person that even makes it. And everybody's going to love it because they're so sick of that. They're so sick of everyone saying, "Oh, you're
Isn't
not
that already
sensitive
going
to this."
on with the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni? We're finally
Oh,
allowed to say this heifer's lying. Because it used to
yeah.
be, she has fallopian tubes and she is genetically unable to lie.
Oh,
We think
yeah.
from signs. We don't know what gender is, but we're pretty sure if you're a woman or claim to be one, you have never lied.
Yeah. Well, and I think what really brought that to the forefront was with Johnny Depp. I mean, that really was such a cultural change of everything. The whole yeah, not all women are these sweet, angelic, never could do no harm kind of things. Like that really brought things to the forefront and seeing, oh, yeah. There are some pretty nasty things that go on, and don't get me wrong, Johnny Depp was no angel, I'm sure, in this whole relationship.
They were toxic together.
Yeah,
They,
they were
yeah, they were
they
not
were
a,
sort of like they were sort of like Colombian marching powder and whiskey mixed together.
well, you'll have that. Now, I think we have found a fetish that even foot people would find gross. Cause, but he does look like he sniffs socks. Also, if you do look like a human phallus, do not shave your head.
The smile is killing me. It's like does he not have any bottom teeth?
He looks like a slightly more heavy Mr. Limpet if he was bald.
That's so
Actually,
bad.
post fish.
Postfish, yeah.
The
Yeah.
incredible Mr. Limpet when he turned into a fish.
Yes. Oh gosh.
You know
Killed
this was his
sucks.
Tinder profile picture too, because he probably.
Oh, it's like looking for he's probably looking for a single mom of 20.
Yeah, well,
No,
it
I
does
say
kind of
that
go
because
that
you have to
way.
read down because what it says about it wasn't women that he
No,
was interested in.
it was kid socks inside of a funplex. Now, I'm guessing a funplex is like those McDonald's play
Bouncy
areas you
houses.
used to have where you would have to, stuff your socks into the little shoe cubbies to go play on the equipment. Now, I was born 47, so that grossed me out. I'm like, okay, so
Yeah,
we're all going to be barefooted on the same, like, I was like, no. My mom was like, go play. And I was like, they're barefooted over there. Their feet have touched that. I don't think you
yeah.
understand.
I don't want stinky feet on my face.
Yeah. So on February 6th, a pervert who was caught stealing and sniffing children's socks at a Utah funplex is facing numerous felony charges and getting sent directly to the center of the sun. Now, police searched his residence
Oh,
and electronic devices and found out he was gross. I
yeah.
mean, we kind of already knew it considering he was on a sock sniffing mission in a funplex.
Holy cow. I don't understand this. And the way he's holding his phone there, it just reminded me that do you know there's a button on the back of your iPhone?
No, I did not know that.
It's really cool. So if you take your phone like this on the back of your iPhone and tap it,
Oh, oh, okay. If you have a new one, I still have an
yeah,
XR.
like you can turn it on. It's pretty cool. I have a case on it, so it makes it a little bit harder, but you can do it.
Oh,
There's a little button on the back of it, like
oh, cool.
on the little what do you call it? The little apple. Yeah.
Oh,
You have to turn it on though. It's pretty cool. See if I can do it. Let's see.
oh, yeah. Okay. The three cameras just ick me out. I'm not gonna lie. There is something about those three cameras altogether, and the fact that I
Is
don't
it
want to spend
three?
$1,000 for a phone when this one sort of only glitches a couple times a day.
Well, I will say that I don't find any difference in the one camera and the two cameras and three cameras. I never have. I'm just like, okay, I don't get it. It's like one camera is enough for me.
Oh no,
I'm
we have
weird.
to. Who poached 100,000 eggs? Police are
What?
scrambling to identify who poached 100,000 organic eggs from a Pennsylvania protein producer. Cops estimate that the current street value for pre-chickens or eggs is $40,000, although that figure could increase based on skyrocketing prices. Investigators say that Pete and Gary's, okie dokie,
Is it Pete and
um,
Gary's or is it Pete and Jerry?
oh, Pete, Jerry, there you go. Gary, I have a profile on that name. For some reason, every Gary
Oh,
I've ever met. No offense. It might just be my pool of Garys, so I'm trying not to,
oh my
but every
gosh.
Gary I have met has been, a wonderful friend of Dorothy, and I'm just an ally. I stand here on stolen land,
I
taken.
see. I don't understand, and I don't, and I honestly tell you this, I don't understand the high egg prices because the thing is you feed chickens, and every day, guess what? They poop out new ones.
Well, I say we start the chicken, home chicken revolution because I would like to have my own flock of pre-nuggets just in the backyard,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
that would be yeah. There's nothing
attack
like having
chickens.
yes, a few of the little ones running around going. You're just
Yeah.
like, oh look, they're walking chicken McNuggets.
I would basically call them all, like your your honey mustard, your ranch, barbecue Polynesian sauce, chicken cacciatore right here.
Buffalo wings.
Also, does so if you get a chicken omelet, does that are you like at how many levels are you, complacent in a chicken genocide if you get a chicken
Well,
omelet?
I don't know. I mean, you're sort of well, it depends on if you got the eggs from the same chicken that you're using for the omelet. Does that make sense? Like, did
True.
you get the eggs to make the omelet, and then you got the chicken from the that laid the eggs? Then it's like a double. What do you call that? Chicken side.
Um, oh, I can't remember. I know that, yeah, a lot of chickens were sent off to the big chicken house in the sky for bird flu.
But
Now, I will
did
say
they?
duck eggs are really good for baking. They have a higher fat content, so they really add a richness and kind of decadence to desserts.
Well, and I'm curious. I'm not very scientific or very smart at all. But did they test the chicken to see if it actually had it before they destroyed it, or they just said, "Yeah, we'll just, one of them we found that might have it, so we'll just destroy the whole group of them."
I mean, well, the government said it.
Oh,
So
well, that
I, I'm
wait,
I'm
didn't the
going with
government
it
tell us about?
being truthiness.
Well, I would say, did the government tell us a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's a little weird that it happened when this happened. I mean, I'm not really a big conspiracy theorist, but I mean, there's a lot of coincidences that are out there. I mean, a lot of
It does
coincidences.
seem. So, or let's see, the eggs were swiped from outside the firm's headquarters in Greencastle, a borough in south central the part of Pennsylvania. Now, Pennsylvania State Police have asked the public to contact them with any information about the theft. You just call, hello. Bernice down the street has 3 dozen eggs, and I know she is poor and cannot afford that, so she must have been in on the heist. Also, she has my good Tupperware. If you could return that, thank you so much.
Oh, I'm looking at. Can you scroll down just a little bit,
Yeah, I was
just a
gonna
bit?
get into banana
What is
battery.
this with the banana battery and bologna battery?
Oh, what in the weave?
Oh,
Holy.
what
Oh,
in the heck is that?
I
Don't,
think we have found a mugshot that makes Gary Busey look sane.
I'm telling you. But wait,
Stripper
banana.
2022
What?
busted for banana battery at a 7-Eleven store. A 7-Eleven
Okay,
customer used a banana to batter a store clerk, according to Florida police.
I want to see the video of this.
Okay,
I really want to see
how
a video of this.
how would you say that name?
I would say Tina Turner.
Because
Call of a JJ.
so Caltavia is what I'm going to go with that. Caltavia Turner, 22, got into a verbal altercation with a 30-year-old female worker, and the women exchanged derogatory comments toward one another. Sounds like a normal Saturday at Spirit Airlines or Waffle House.
Or Waffle House. Yeah, but why does she have to be I mean, I'm sorry. I cannot imagine. I don't want to see more of
Is
her
the
tattoos.
lighting really dark in strip clubs? Asking for a friend.
It must be. Well, of course, you're really not looking at their face. But she's scary.
Yeah, I mean, she looks like she'd deliver a haymaker if you don't put like some ones in the
No, you better
general
make it
vicinity.
rain. You better make it rain, or I'm going to hit you with a banana.
At one point, Turner became irate and picked up a banana from the cashier counter and threw the banana at the victim's face. All I'm seeing is the Austin Powers bit where they're like, it's a big Johnson, get over here. What are we seeing on the radar? It's a cockadoodle doo. Right over there. It looks like a schlong. Just
Just-
the airborne fruit struck the employee on the cheekbone and left a minor abrasion. Investigators noted the banana was not seized as evidence. They just dusted it for prints. And her defense attorney would be like, if the banana isn't fresh, you must, digress.
Well,
And,
yeah,
you know,
because could you imagine, she's waiting for like months, like especially if she was like if this was in Fulton County, it would be like almost like 300 days that she'd be waiting to see a judge, and then
the
they show up and
prosecutor.
it's just like this slimy pile in a bag.
No, no, what happens is the prosecutor's like, look, I am sorry, Your Honor. My wife accidentally put evidence banana in with the banana she was going to use for banana bread. So I brought this here muffin. Um,
Oh God, yes, yes. Ah, yeah.
as
And then
seen
get
to the
Baker to bake it for you.
I know. Turner was arrested Thursday for battery and booked into the county jail on a misdemeanor count. Now, police records list Turner's employer as Baby Dolls, a Clearwater gentlemen's club located 4 miles from the 7-Eleven outlet. She is being held without bond for violating probation. This chick has probation. She has a parole officer.
Probably from
I mean,
Bucky's.
she
She's
does
probably
look like every single person that has tried to sell me a Kirby vacuum cleaner. Again, Kirby, let me implore you that as a, semi-suburban rural, mom, if you send me people that look like they are currently just working off their latest felony, I'm not letting them in my house. So
no.
maybe a
Yeah.
different marketing campaign. Although I do tell them, I'm like, look, we call parole officers out here in this neighborhood. So,
But that's because they all show up to that convention center that says, employees, having a hard time finding a job, and then they give you this big motivational speech. Oh my gosh, I had never been to one of those before, ever,
oh
ever.
my God.
And
No.
and and I went with a friend of mine. We went to Florida. It was like after it was like back in the 80s or 90s, something like that. I think it was in the 90s. Yeah, it would have been in the 90s. So there was a big hurricane. And I can't remember which one it was, but we were because I forget the names of hurricanes like I forget the names of women. And we get there and and it was just like need musicians or something like that, and I was just like, well, yeah, I mean, I'll go check this out. And dude was laughing his ass off the whole time. My friend that was probably about 10 years older than me, and it knew about what this stuff was, and so he it was his car. He takes me there, drops me off. I go inside, and it's like this convention center. I sit down. It's just like, you want to make millions, we'll the starting rate is, we'll jack the price up here. This is how much you'll be making. And I'm sitting there like, is this guy serious? This is not how it works. I think it was selling perfume or something like that. And people kept getting up and leaving, and I'm just sitting there going, well, my ride's not going to be back until like 2 o'clock. And so I'm sitting there listening to all this, and they pull you aside. It's just like, well, how much money, we're going to sign you up for this, and I guess you have to like invest some money or something crap like that, like to start off, or they send you out with a group to go learn how to
Yes.
sell this perfume that's like an off brand that smells like it's supposed to
Oh,
smell like it or something. And I'm just sitting
yes.
there, and it's like, yeah, I don't think you're going to be paying me enough, right? That's not enough right there. Like, and they're just like, well, how much do you expect? I was like, well, see, I've got this perfect market because where I'm moving to, and I can cover this whole district right here. I guarantee you, and I'm telling you right now, I can guarantee you that I will have the whole southeast of Georgia covered in no time at all. I said, but what you're offering here isn't enough. What you need to do is increase the signing bonus for this, and just triple that number, and then I'll be down for it, but you're gonna have to like sign. And there's this lady sitting there with me, and she's trying not to laugh her out because I figured it out as I'm sitting there, and this lady's trying not to laugh her out because she knows it's a complete scam, and they're just all big promises, and he
Shizzy,
was like,
can you
yeah.
imagine taking my introverted and socially awkward ass to an Amway meeting?
Oh
But
God.
but no, someone did, and they're like, "How do you feel around people?" And I was like, "I'm not a fan." And they say, "Well, how do you feel about wearing makeup and talking to people about beauty?" I was like, "I don't know how to girl." So
Yeah.
this guy was just pitching out like slow balls, and I was like, "I don't know that I'm a what you call a people person." And he's like, "Well, we can teach you how to be people person." And I was like, "Sweetie, I don't think you have the time or the gin for that." I was just like, I was like, and he's like,
Yeah.
"No, it's a great career and you can talk to people." And I was like, "Do what now?"
Huh?
And he's like,
I don't want to
"You
talk to
go out in
people.
the community and you interact and you get to, meet people." And I was like, "These are all not selling points for me." I
Yeah.
was like, "Do you have an indoor cat position?"
Well, after this guy got all upset, he was just like, "All right, we will do that," and he was just like, "But, tomorrow morning, so we can get you started on the fast track." It's like, "Can you be here at 9 o'clock in the morning?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, 9 o'clock?" I was like, "I'll be here at 8:30. I am so pumped for this. Do you think somebody will be meeting me here at 8:30?" And he was like, "Well, 8:30 might be too early." I was like, "Man, I'm like up at 6 o'clock in the morning, ready to rock and roll. I mean, you called for musicians to be here. You don't understand. I am a rock star. Like, let's do this." And he's like, "All right, man, we'll have somebody here at 8:30." I was like, "Awesome." And then as I left and got in the car, I was laughing my ass off. I was like, "Yeah, I'm never coming back to this thing again. I hope that guy's sitting there at 8:30 in the morning waiting on me."
Oh, that's well, again, we tried to explain we were not good fits for the job. Police arrest ex-con for baloney battery.
Baloney?
And I know y'all are going to be real, real shocked, but this case originates from Florida.
Ah. But is it a smoked bologna? Now that makes a big difference because like if you take a whole roll of bologna and like you can buy the whole roll. Oh no, trust me, this is awesome. So what you do is you put slices all across the outer skin, and then you put it on a smoker and you let it smoke for about 3 hours, and you end up with like this beautiful flavored bologna. Oh, it's so good. I think I want to do that this next month.
I'm
Smoke a
glad you
bologna.
enjoy it. About the closest I get to loafed shape meat is spam. Uh,
Oh, is this
bologna
this is
just
better than spam?
bologna creeps me out because you take, big cuts of meat and then it ends up it just doesn't look right. It doesn't look like it came off of any animal. I am sorry. It has always creeped me out. Olive loaf. And can we talk about
Olive
no,
loaf.
Shizzy, you
Oh,
were
olive loaf.
around when this happened. What the fuck was up with Jello salads? Did y'all now here is
Jello
my
salads?
yes. So here is my thought because my grandma used to make Jello salads with like lettuce and olives in it. I'm guessing this was a revenge thing that started in the 70s. So you had to go over to Edith's house for, bridge club, and you hate Edith. So you have like some green jello, and then you're like, I'm gonna throw in like some crazy ass bullshit in here and make Edith eat it just because I hate her in the way that all passive aggressive women, shine. So they're like, I'm gonna take olives and lettuce and some bologna chunks, and we're gonna put it in green, jello and tell them it's fancy.
I think I remember something like that because I think that was about the time that Jello molds were really popular. Like everybody
Like,
seemed to have a Jello mold. When was the
did
last time you saw a
everyone have
Jello mold?
Colombian president powder? Was
No, they
why?
did. They did. That's right. Like what was it that not pseudomin it was a weight loss drug that basically they were just like, yeah, the housewives, they're getting rail thin, and the
Executive
houses are
Tylenol.
clean, and the houses are clean, like like spotless clean, and they're rail thin, and they keep buying this stuff. Like, we can't figure out what's going on.
They get real mad when we have a drop-in shipment. I mean, they're just lying on the floor crying.
Yes. Yeah, I mean they are losing their teeth too, which is really weird. But the house is clean and they're like super thin.
And they're too nervous, they're too shaky to do much more than hold a cigarette and a margarita, but their
Oh,
husbands like them shaken and not stirred, so it kind of works out for everyone.
I gotta hear about this bologna assault.
Oh,
Never trust
yes.
a thin housewife.
Hey, your mama had 13, 13 children, wore a house dress, and used real lard to make, casseroles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All
Just
right. An
saying.
ex-con is locked up without bond for an alleged bologna sandwich battery. You have got to be ever loving. What in the. Now,
Is that Aqualis? Aqualis!
Aquavius, because he is obviously part of the Roman military. Aquavius the second of the Third Roman Legion over
No, he
here.
was he was he was I, he was a Spartan. That's what it was. He was a Spartan.
He's like, I am Sporadicus. And then Cory Booker
Sporadic.
was like, it's Spartacus. I watch the movie a lot. I do it in slow mo, just like 300. Um, and again, Cory Booker, sames, but
Fame.
for different reasons, probably. Or we're batting for the same team, but hey, we'll watch it together, sister. It'll be great. Anywho, so now, according to the criminal complaint for this baloney
Does that guy
felony,
look 29? Come on, tell me. Does that guy really look 29?
also, when did we start putting yearbook backgrounds like, aqua, mist in the background
Oh,
of mugshots?
but like this is the weirdest mugshot. This guy does not look 29. If I looked like that at 29, I'd probably assault somebody with a bologna sandwich too.
Probably. The victim told cops he removed the gaming system from his bedroom because he was being too loud while using the PS5. Now, the victim stated that the defendant became aggressive and began to yell at him. Now, the victim was 62 and said that while he was being yelled at, Chandler threw a bologna sandwich at him, which ultimately hit him in the center of the chest. It was a direct hit. He sunk my battleship. He did A12, and I was like, oh,
Oh my gosh. Wait, how big was this bologna sandwich? I
was
mean,
it a drive-by bologna? Like,
oh gosh.
semi-automatic shot of bologna. This is a ghost bologna sandwich. It can fire at least 17 mustards at a time.
I'm just picturing a scene out of Bugsy Malone. Food fight.
Oh, yes, I love that movie. What was Johnny Dangerously, where she had the contact paper all over the car and she kept pulling off?
Yes, yes.
Because if you had a mom in the early 90s and they were all about the borders, you felt that in your soul. Because she's always like,
Oh
let's
god.
pick out contact paper for your shelving unit. And I was like, this doesn't seem like a job for me because I have no ability to be level or to do things with a precision that doesn't leave giant air bubbles in it.
I know. My gosh.
Now, investigators added that the gentleman had no visible injuries from the bologna strike.
Well, that's one way of getting hit with some meat.
Which he video recorded on his phone. I have this the Zapruder film of the drive-by Bolognian. Believe me now, it was the second shooter on the grassy knoll. There were two sandwiches. One was Duke and one was Hellman's. And the one that hurt me was the bad mayo.
Bad
I'll let y'all
mayo.
fight amongst yourselves in the chat as to who was better, Duke or Hellman's, because I ain't getting in the middle of that.
No, I stay away from mayonnaise.
Yeah,
Just
no.
saying. Just saying.
Okay, I'm going to turn in my Hill Chuck thing, but deviled eggs are gross. Now, because I am a nice wife, I will make them for my family, but yuck.
Well, and the deviled eggs, you know, it's almost like people don't understand that they make your farts smell really bad.
Hello. Thank
Like,
you.
there's a reason why they call them deviled eggs. It's because, you know, that it's like the devil doesn't come out of that thing. You can
Oh
smell the
my God, I
sulfur.
have to tell you this story. So, I used to work at this really small, like physical therapy aquatics pool in my basically my boss's home. So she had built addition on her house and put in a therapy pool and then ran it. Now, I don't know if this was hazing internally, but she sent me over to this like fully washed in the blood Pentecostal woman. Now,
Wow.
this is new, like first day Mo, just kind of confused, taking over some devil's food cake. Now, she had set me up for failure because she's like, "Oh no, sweetie, we don't tolerate devil's food in this house." And I was like, "Okay, chocolate cake." She's like, "No, that is angel chocolate cake." Now, this is my first time, and I'm just trying to get out of here unscathed and unbaptized. Um, so I'm like, okay, well, then I'm guessing you're just going to take these whipped eggs because I don't know what to call deviled eggs now. I am totally confused. I don't know if we're supposed to call them angel's nipple cake. Look, I'm just like, take the food. I
Angel's
don't
nipple
know.
cake. Angel's nipple cake. I love
I was just like, I
it.
don't know. And she looks me dead in the eye, and I am speechless because I'm like, well, you seem like a sweet old lady, but I have no idea what you're talking like
What are you talking about?
chocolate.
Like,
It, so I was just like, that was a setup. Damn you.
oh, it was. Could you take these deviled eggs and some deviled chocolate to this lady here?
I know. And she's over here,
And
have
you're
you
like,
watched this
sure.
program? And it is Benny and like, or, the guy that
Oh,
hits people. And I was like, yeah, but probably for different reasons.
and for
And
commercials, she watched the 700 Club. You know, it's just
and she was like, why? And I didn't, this was before the cake thing. And I was like, because I've always wanted to be able to assault people with no repercussions. And she was like, oh, I'm going to pray for you. And I was like, oh, damn. I mean, darn. I mean, bless it. I mean, look, God made me this way and he's a little cursy. So I'm guessing I came from the table flipping side of the, gene pool. So I don't know. He made me this way, washed in the blood, out. Like, I was like, and she's like, do you know who these people are? And I was like, I have no idea. Although I do like that lady's pink wig, you know.
oh gosh, she had a pink wig.
I think Tammy Faye or one of the women on the 700 had like this very large Fox News Country Music Hair Awards during early like Juanette's sort of
Oh, where they
hair.
would go through a whole can of what is that Aquanet just for like to show up there like they looked like a what was it, a cotton a Q-tip. They looked like a Q-tip. It would just like
Uh, Shizzy, you are close. You are below the. You are in the area where the higher the hair, the closer to God. So I'm surprised that Georgia doesn't have a just hole on the ozone layer.
no, it's snakes. It's snakes. We're closer to the snakes. See, you know, because if you can
Oh.
dance with them, then you know.
I always wanted to go to one of them churches, but probably the giggling, they'd kick me out. Can you
No,
imagine?
those can be very moving. Those churches can be very moving. Like you want to move after going to one of
Imagine the
those.
the the pet store ran out of snakes, so you come in carrying like a chameleon. You're like, look, they were. He changes colors. Look,
Yes.
he he likes the jazzier music. You show up, you're the only one with an iguana. Like, look,
Show up with a mongoose.
don't give me ideas.
Just like it's like I heard there was some snake wrestling here, and well, I never go anywhere without my trusty
I'm
mongoose.
like,
It's
we're
like a
watching Ricky
stole.
Tikki Tavi live today. Screw you, Rudyard Kipling.
We are the WWE of Christian churchanity. Oh, oh
Well,
yes.
so that was like, so it's funny because people will judge you because I was waiting outside, before we took Dingus in to get debulbed, and I have to wear my, Shiite Pentecostal skirt. And so this woman with a bunch of dreadlocks, because we go to the clinic in the San Francisco of Indiana, so it's like, I believe in science on, pictures, and then like a homeless encampment, then a really high end, cookie store, Crumble or whatever. Look, if you're going to pay $16 for a cookie, that is on you.
Yeah. $16 for a cookie?
So this woman with the dreadlocks is like, excuse me, I don't mean to bother you, uh, but do you know what time they open? And I was like, sweetie, I don't know. I love your hair. Did you crochet it in? And she's like, how did you know about that? I was like, I wear wigs all the time. I
Yeah.
play a weirdo on the internet. And she's like, oh, like a Christian? I was like, I might have snort laughed. She's like, oh, is it about the Bible? Like,
Like, oh.
I was like, well, I did a really good expose on penis fishes. And Shizzy, I said that apropos of nothing because she's like, so like a Christian channel, like a momfluencer? And I was like, no, but I do stories about penis fishes.
I'm sure her look was just like, whoa.
Yeah, and then I realized, because I often have these moments where I realize that that might not have been, something she was expecting as a response. Because she gave me that look like, is she special needs? Is she like, is her attendant know she's gone? Or do I need to call someone for her
She's talking about crocheting. She knows about weaves. And how did she know about the penis fish?
And so then, because I was feeling awkward and, out of sorts, I said I was going to make some merch with googly eyes on them because I figured that would just, soften the conversation.
Or at least it's not with one googly eye. That would be really weird.
Yeah, I was like, I was going to make it, welcome to San Francisco and, with Mr. Dickles.
Yes.
And I'm realizing, as I continue to talk, that this is just going downhill. So then I was like, yeah, so I'm probably not a Christian channel. I just kind of ended it like
It's probably not a Christian channel at all.
that. And Jesus is right there, like, no, we don't claim her.
No, no, we don't claim her.
And
It's
Jesus
like
is like, look, she's one of my very special children. She's graded on a curve.
we have love for her. It's okay.
Like, we forgive her a lot because she just don't know no better.
Well, it's
Now,
oh
many people will go anywhere for love, but I have to question this woman's
wait
idea.
a second. Did you see that video?
Yes, now the video is never linked to the. I love that no one's paying attention. She's wearing the brightest yellow. I think she.
Okay, you were okay.
Okay, the funny thing is though that the two women look and no one jumps up. They're
Yeah,
just like,
just
well, I guess she's going straight on
is
to Cleveland. It'll be
is that
fine.
an old woman? Is she just gets what is she going to the bathroom or something?
Okay, now I'm gonna give her a benefit of the doubt that maybe she's thinking it's one of them people movers, like when. Now those
That's
things make me
yeah.
sick in the airport, but maybe she thought it was a people mover.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, it looked like she killed
Oh,
Tweety and all of his friends, his entire family. I mean, there are no Tweety birds left in the world. So you're telling me a
Ah,
woman with a pink bonnet, the carcass of Tweety and all of his relatives, and you didn't notice them going up, and then no one gets up. It's the funniest thing. These two, I feel
they just
bad.
hear
She
a
does look,
thump. Like, what happened?
and someone's pointing. I love that someone's pointing, like, hey, she just fell. No one goes up to help this old woman.
Well, she was trying to duck inside there, you know, like, oh, I'll get inside there. And she caught her head on the sign and down she, oh, I'm sorry. I got all distracted. Okay. What
Oh,
the heck?
what
Is
in
that a
the,
midget? Is that a midget?
um, well, Shizzy, look at the two biggie sizes. Now, I assure you that these are both Diet Cokes, so she is allowed to have the 9-piece chicken nugget with the Biggie Mac and the two
Well, no, I think
fries.
she's there. She looks like she's there with somebody. You don't order two drinks like that. You only need one because you get refills.
Or you pretend that someone's coming to visit you and you're having a fluffy day.
Oh, I don't see. I don't know.
Shizzy, I'm gonna direct you to these parentheses on top of her head. Look, if you can't even keep truthful to the eyebrows that God gave you, you have a loose relationship with the truth.
I met a girl in Miami that had shaved off her eyebrows and then had them tattooed on. It would have been cool if they were like, you know, well, these look like eyebrows, but no, she had these eyebrows that did this number, like, you know, like that you know, cartoon thing. And I was like, oh, honey, I feel sorry for you because, you know, if you would at least tattooed the where the normal eyebrows were, then I would have respect. But you've got this like really weird thing on your face, and that's going to be there forever. Like this is before they had like the little laser removal stuff. And even if they do the laser removal stuff, it's still gonna look horrible. My
Well, and
gosh.
it ages you. So I'm not just making this up, but if you look at actresses from the 30s, they look much older than their actual age because this makes you look much older. It just does. And it's actually a look that has gone in and out of vogue. I mean, early or no, late aughts, early 2000s, we had the really thin eyebrow. Again, it does
Right?
not look good. Now, unfortunately, I think we've gone with caterpillars on top of people's damn eyebrows. So who the hell
No,
knows anymore?
they just don't trim or anything, any part of their body. They're like Sasquatches. And I mean, if guys find that attractive, that's fine. I mean, I knew a guy that he was just like he loved it that his girlfriend didn't shave her legs. I was like, okay, that's and oh, and he loved playing with her armpit hair. I was like, okay, that's your thing. I was like, but she also, I mean, like her body smells a little funky too. Just saying, dude.
Ugh,
Like
yeah,
did
no.
you intentionally go looking for Bigfoot? I mean, just saying.
So apparently, this woman's quest for love went, well, sideways. Possibly don't look for love in Pakistan.
And with a teenage boy.
He's going to take one look at them eyebrows. Look, a teenage boy is not prepared to deal with the level of crazy that pencil thin drawn on eyebrows indicates. I have said this before and I will say this again. If you meet a woman who shaves off her eyebrows and then draws them on, there are deep psychological issues there, and that's a
Um,
warning sign.
I just saw the name and explains it all.
What
Hello,
is.
Mrs. Robinson.
Oh, I thought you were going with the first name, but that does make
No,
sense.
it does make sense, doesn't it? Hello,
An
Mrs. Robinson.
American woman who flew to Pakistan to marry her teenage online boyfriend, but was left heartbroken when his family forbid a relationship, has become an internet sensation. Ojana Andrew Robinson, 33, from New
Wait,
York,
Andrew,
traveled.
her middle name is Andrew. You sure it's a woman?
Well, um,
I mean, maybe the eyebrows gave it away.
well, let's just, I don't know, because we can't see an Adam's apple or lack thereof because the scar.
I don't know. I mean, it could be. I mean, Andrew is
Now,
not something you would normally.
here's my question. If you have done any research on the monotheistic faith in which she is trying to get in there, you know that they are deeply istophobic. And thank you very, very much, Chair Bear. Thank you so much.
Nice. That is so awesome, Chair Bear.
I I will be finding my shadow box, although Mr. Mo has implored me to not go messing through things that I've stored before he gets things done. So thank you so much. I'm actually kind of liking my bubblegum jar, so I might do bubblegum jar this year.
That would be awesome. I love the bubblegum jar. That is perfect for Mo.
Send depends, I think I whizzed. Share Bear, oddly enough, I don't have any diaper stories this week.
You telling me you don't have any diaper stores? You gotta be kidding me.
I
Oh.
I did not. Let's see. So there she flew to the nation's capital in Karachi to meet and marry a 19-year-old man that she had only talked to online in October of 2024. Unfortunately, the parents said no. They saw the eyebrows and they were like, "Sorry, son. We've seen the eyebrows."
Oh, God.
Now, the young man who later claims to be her son apparently made a video saying that Miss Robinson has bipolar disorder, stressing he was trying to get her back to the United States. Now, Miss Robinson apparently refused to leave Pakistan, and the stranded woman began camping outside of her rejected lover's house, as you do.
Oh, oh,
But
oh,
it
no.
took more than 3 months for her to get a flight home, despite kind locals rallying around. They got Sally Struthers into like, for only 99 cents a day, you can get this heifer out of our country.
They're like, no, you need more than 99 cents. She would go through that in a heartbeat. You just give her a little dysentery, she'll be happy to go back.
She probably went to Pakistan and realized there weren't many McDonald's or Burger Kings, and they don't ever put bacon on their sandwiches for some reason. She's like, I keep trying to
Gosh.
order bacon and everyone wants to, be mad at me.
I wonder if she can speak the language. I mean, that does go to raise a question. Could you imagine her just out there going all like I'm telling you right now, you better get that boy right down here because if you don't get that boy down here right, and her just going off and they're just like, we have no idea what she just said, but I think that she wants to hurt somebody. Like,
Well, did you see that woman truck driver who went down to the United Arab Emirates and then started, I think she got into a car accident or something, and she started yelling at a man and they threw her in jail. And she's like, I just don't understand how they can do that. I was like, did you do any Googling?
yeah, yeah,
None whatsoever. Okay,
no,
sweetie, have fun trying to get back. See you after the morality, please.
yes. Oh, oh
Now,
gosh.
the dramatic saga first hit local headlines when Miss Robinson began holding her own press conferences in which she would issue updates about her situation and give unsolicited feedback on the state of the country and then bizarrely ask for large sums of money. I don't think
I
it's
really,
bizarre that someone on the internet is grifting.
I have to hear her talk. I really do. I mean, I'm really curious now of what she sounds
Let's
like
see if
within one of
there's
these
a
press conferences. Oh my gosh, look at her. Wow. What the hell? Did she get into the Colombian powder?
So I have found, and this is
That does
kind
look
of
like a dude. I'm sorry,
so
that does look like a dude.
this is a big issue, and again, if we wanted, if there was an issue, and it's not like it's a first world issue, but with different complexions, they really tend to use a lot of gray or really gray out complexions because there have been a lot of women that I've seen lately on television that the foundation is graying them out when they have a deeper complexion. So I don't know, but it's almost like unless you really have good grasp on the undertones, and she probably picked the wrong color.
Oh my gosh. Despite most, I
Why does she
really
have
want
a
to hear her say
bicycle?
something.
Why does she have a bicycle on her boobs? Like,
Well,
is
that's
she the town? Is she like the town
just this.
bike?
Like the town bike.
Also, I mean, look at these men. They're just confused. They're like, she is speaking in public. Did anyone tell her the rules?
Oh God, could you imagine them saying like she says she tells her son, I'm going to go over to Pakistan. He says, Mom, where are you going to well, I'm gonna be a prostitute. And he says, Mom, nobody would pay like 10 cents for that. And she gets raises $20,000 and she was like, Look, see, I got 20,000 and a dime. He goes, Well, who paid the dime? All of them.
Okay, and it says at first it appeared she was asking for cash so she could stay and start a life in Pakistan. But despite multiple appearances before waiting media, she would never explain what the cash requests were for. I'm asking for 100K or more. I need 20K by this week in my pockets, cash. That's a demand to the government.
Um, okay.
Okay, I'm sure Pakistan is going to acquiesce. She told journalists during one conference shared on TikTok. In another interview, she claimed, quote, make sure you got this on your camera. I'm married and we're moving to Dubai very soon. We're going to have our baby in Dubai.
I'm
Okay.
not very geographic, but how far is Dubai from Pakistan?
Well, I thought Dubai was in the United Arab Emirates, and they're on different continents as far as I'm geographically, aware.
Oh, yeah, that's why I'm just like, so where? Okay.
When later quizzed on what the money was for, she said, it's against my religion to tell y'all my business. I'm liking her religion a lot. I'm adding that to the Church of Mo. This is a
It's
nun.
against my
This is
religion
part of
telling
the
y'all my business.
Nunya. This is from the book of Nunya. Nunya damn business. Move on out. I am a deacon. I'm a deacon in the Church of Mo. Out. This moment has since become a viral meme. As when it was taken out of context, her words proved fitting for a number of Monday. When taken out of held in context, they make no sense.
Oh, how is that taken out of context? Any of that?
You are ransoming a company or a country, an entire country for 100K. I'm guessing the taxpayers would might could want to ask you like, where's it going? And she's like, it's against my religion to tell you.
Yeah, against my religion to tell y'all my business.
So, circumstances which you could use this line when my coworkers ask me anything about my personal life, when people ask me if I'm dating anyone, or when they call and ask me about my car's extended warranty, or if you're Mo, if you know how children are made. It's against my religion to tell y'all my business.
She must have worked in HR. Yeah, I'm just guessing.
Let's see. Videos on shared on social media show local celebrity was flanked by security guards as she walked down the street. In another video, she is seen eating McDonald's as people approach her table to shake her hand. The widespread attention has even landed Miss Robinson a number of low budget brand deals, with many dubbing her an icon and queen on social media. I had such
Oh,
hope for humanity going into this year. And now I just hope the cockroaches and Twinkies do better with the world than we did.
oh God. Oh, oh, you're killing
Uh,
me.
Now she is said to be on her way home and still looking for love. So,
Looking for
hope springs
love in
eternal.
all the wrong places. Looking for love in too many places. Just keep picturing Eddie Murphy.
I'm just I'm just Coming to America, and Eddie Murphy plays the singer that's like sensual chocolate, and he just stomps off and he pretends. That's what I'm just guessing she is sensual chocolate and just like stomps and walks off the stage.
Oh, oh my gosh. No, you got her sensual chocolate. I've got her as buckwheat singing the greatest hits. Just like, just saying. I'm both Eddie Murphy. Oh my gosh.
Ooh. So see what Hollywood medium Tyler Henry, he is revealing. W-
Who's
Wait
Tyler
a minute.
Henry?
Well, apparently this dick, but he knew he was going to
He's
be
got a
on
comb over.
television, right? I
Weren't we
know,
just
but
talking
it
about
looks like,
comb overs?
well, I know, but it looks like he has a thick head of hair, so I'm confused as to why he would pick this.
I think that's some sort. No, that's got to be a comb over. Well, it also does sort of remind me of like that certain German artist's, like youth. The haircut does.
He does look like he
Does
might be auditioning for Hugo Boss
yeah,
or
just
or Volkswagen.
Volkswagen. uh,
Tyler Henry, known as the Hollywood medium, because the Hollywood extra large was taken. He's like,
and you
let's
find
see,
out he's like 4'2". It's just like, why does he call himself a medium? He's like a small.
because Hollywood fun size doesn't sound very good.
Oh look, he's a little kid. I can put him in my pocket.
It's snack
with
size.
that
You just,
with that German helmet just fits right in there.
what is. And as a person who is imminently pale, look, sir, you need actually cool light on you because the warm light makes us look really, really yellow. So it's actually counterintuitive because you would think warm light would warm us up and make us look better. For
No, it
me, it
just
makes me look
barbecues you.
well, true, I can't handle direct sunlight. Oh, he reflected on an eerily accurate premonition he shared with Ricky Lake before her house burnt to the ground.
Wait,
You think she would have
Ricky
taken
Lake
that
is
knowledge and gotten a
didn't Ricky Lake
sprinkler?
go from being like this cute thing to like something that was not so cute, like a wildebeest or something? What that the same Ricky Lake like it looked like someone stuck something inside of her body and then like pumped it up really fast until it like expanded. That
Well,
Ricky
I
Lake?
mean, as
I mean,
someone who has struggled with my, sugar addiction, I don't care. I will say she's looking really happy and healthy now. So I
okay,
think
because
she's figured it out.
yes, she went to Columbia. She stopped drinking, went to
She's
Columbia.
like, it's better for you than whiskey.
Just
She's like, if it's
no,
good
I
enough for
mean,
FDR.
well, no, because I think it was during like while she was on some. I think didn't she do like a Ricky Lake TV show or something like that? It
She
was
had
supposed
the
to be
talk
like Donahue
show.
or
It
something.
was it was right around Sally Jesse Raphael and
Oh, I thought you
Donahue.
were going to say Sally Struthers. She did the
You
same.
are all right. Let's figure. Okay, he told her that he had a vision of her house burning down, and she didn't add more sprinklers.
Oh, oh,
Now, last month, the 56-year-old actress's beloved Malibu home was destroyed in the Palisades fire. 3 months ahead of the disaster, Lake and her husband Ross Birmingham appeared on an October 2024 episode of Harry's Netflix show Life from the Other Side, in which the 29-year-old celebrity psychic warned the couple that they would suffer loss of material possessions due to fire and water.
I'm curious.
Yes.
You, do you, is it possible that he made that happen? Because they found out a lot of these fires were started by
He's out there with a
arsonists.
blowtorch. God damn it, Ricky Solis' house has to go up. I done promised.
How far away is she? Which way is the wind? The wind is blowing. Okay, we got this.
He's like, here's a shot for me, and here's some for the Molotov cocktail.
Oh my gosh.
Now, days
Oh,
after the tragic event, Lake took to Instagram to credit Henry for his prediction.
really? Really?
I can't. I'm so glad you warned me about this. It makes the loss so much better. He did tell me I was a Sagittarius and Mars was in retrograde. I should have expected it. Or Ricky, could it be the fact that every year you guys have fires?
Yeah.
No,
And
he is
flooding.
a psychic. He
No,
senses the vibrations.
because every year you have fires, every year you have flooding, and he could have, next week he's going to say, and I can see that the world is going to start shaking, and oh my gosh, I'm freaking psychic, they're going to have a freaking earthquake. Go figure. You live in California, you have fires, floods, earthquakes, and crazy people.
Writing that he had called it during an interview with Fox News Digital. Henry, who is heading or headlining his Evening of Hope and Healing tour.
An evening of hope. You can't make this crap up.
No. So he revealed that he had recently spoken to Ricky Lake.
Yep, Hugo Boss. I see it.
Ricky and I have followed up since, and it's devastating for everyone involved. Again, if you had forewarning, you should have been telling every one of your friends, like, and get private. I mean, what? I mean, here's Ricky sitting on this information way before it happens, like everything's gonna burn. And instead of telling people or even getting a sprinkler system, she's like, it'll be
No,
fine.
it'll be fine. I've got to lose something to gain something.
The life or live from the other side episode where Harry told Lake in Birmingham that there might be end up being a coincidence where not only do we lose something, I'm trying to articulate this without sounding concerned. I think this may have already happened if there was a loss of material options from both fire and water, though that's kind of a weird distinction. How do people believe psychic mediums? I have never been more tempted than when I lost my first husband to go to one of these mediums just to see if they would be able to pull anything out of their behinds.
Well, it wasn't Houdini, and I think this still exists. That that they would receive a large sum of money if they could guess what was in the contents of this certain package, and nobody's been able to do it yet. Because that's how much he believed in, like, he found me he was using mediums, and then he found out that one was a complete fraud, and that's whenever he decided to expose them all, and that's what he did. And I don't know how much it was, but it was a large sum of money, because nobody's been able to do it. So if he's such a great medium, show your powers right there. Go guess what's in Houdini's package. It didn't come out right. It didn't come out right at all.
And I would say pre Houdini's.
Yeah.
He's continued, it's two separate things. So we're going to end up finding that there's a story where maybe there's a house fire or something along those lines, and then maybe a fire risk if it doesn't actually go on fire, so
Oh,
I cover all my bases. But it might be separate, like there might be a house fire. Lord.
um,
Yeah. Uh, I can't with this guy. What the hell is I find it incredibly offensive that these people claim that they can talk to your dead relatives and are making money off of it. I find it so incredibly gross to try to grift off of people's grief and real need for closure and, communication with people they loved.
And I'm curious now. Either she is that willfully stupid, or she is in on the grift. It's one of the two.
So I will tell you, having fallen about nipple deep into the Jason Baldoni, Blake Lively thing, apparently witchcraft is the new spirituality of Hollywood. So psychic mediums, crystals, sage smudging, all of these, astral charts are the big new thing here.
And there's a reason why, soaking your body in a bath of mercury is never a good idea. Just saying. I'm just telling you that this is the level of cultism that you run into with some of these people, where it's just like, if this guy came to Ricky Lake and said, sweetheart, to cleanse yourself of all these evil spirits, because I feel a bunch of them around you, because all these bad things that are happening to you, it's because you're surrounded by evil spirits. I've made a special bath of mercury. You just dip your body in there. You dip your body in there for a good, 30 hours, and you will come out, and you will have cleansed yourself of all these evil demons. This
Now,
is the kind of cult level crap that you run into.
Shizzy, here's my issue, and this is why I always thought I was really weird as a child. This person right here, his face and his over happiness deeply, deeply scares me. Like if I
Yeah.
saw him on the street, and him smiling at me, it deeply creeps me out. I would definitely not make eye contact. And my mom would be like, they're smiling at you. They're so nice. I'm like,
Mm-mm. No, there's too smiley. They're too smiley.
yes.
They're hiding something.
I know. I'm like, he has people in his basement in the back. He is like telling them it puts the lotion on his skin or else it gets the hose again.
Have you ever seen Stepford Wives? They were very smiley.
Well, and then I told my mom once when I was a look, I was a fluffy preteen, so I was like, Mom, again, I am fluffy. He's gonna try to get me on some Jenny Craig and then make a bodysuit out of me. I have seen Silence of the Lambs. I already know not to help anyone trying to move a damn couch, okay? Also, can we all agree that Wild Bill looked crazy AF?
Yeah.
Like, I am a single chick. I don't care if I'm fluffy or not. I see a guy trying to put I am letting that man go ahead and try to figure out how to put that couch in there all by his own self. Because I
Yeah.
see all the wild horses, you know, and he's like, can you give me a hand? And I'm like, you
Can
sound
you
way
give
too
me a
much like
hand?
Caitlyn Jenner. I'm going to say no to that. I would be
Yes.
like, Caitlyn Jenner?
I can't seem to lift up this couch. Could you help me?
I know. And she's like, sure, why not? I was like, what? It's dark. He is out here in the middle of the night. He has a van without a spray painted, busty woman on the side. He is obviously up to no good.
Yeah.
He's like, are you a size 14? I'm stepping away from the car.
It's like you're rounder than you are like tall. Can you help me lift this? And I'd be like, no. I do I look strong? No, no, no. There's something wrong here. It's like the only thing that I lift is a cheeseburger to my mouth. I am not lifting a couch.
Can
So
you imagine? Poor guys after Ted Bundy who actually really did have a cast and were trying and really did drop their books. Not no one helped them. They're like, asshole, you get it yourself. And you're like, no, I really did break my arm though.
my gosh, what a creepo. No, how do people fall for these kinds of things? And I mean, I know that there's people that, they do the card readings and stuff like that. And you have to realize that those things are so ambiguous. They're so ambiguous that they can matter to absolutely any single person at any point in time in their life or in the future.
Well, so my big beef with the medium is that people really, really deeply desire to, either make things right, have that one last, talk with their loved one, and to exploit and capitalize that deep kind of human need for connection, and
It's
reassurance
cringe.
that your relative is in a better place. It's such a gross thing for to me to try to exploit, which is why I always wanted to go and prove them out, because they'd be like, "So I sense that you lost someone," and I'd be like, "Yes, who did I lose?" And they'd be like, "I'm sensing it was someone close to you." In a sense,
That's
yes.
yes. Yeah. That's mm,
And the thing
ah,
is that, regardless of your flavor of religion, we're all just looking for connection. So if you get it through, doing, cards, or you know,
yeah.
I'm not a big religiosity person. I'm more of like your personal walk. So, and
If it and what I'll say is if it's helping somebody out and you're not charging money for it, then go for it. But
yeah.
it's the using people to gather money and not realize that this isn't right. It just isn't right because too many people get suckered in easily.
Oh, okay. Well, I did pull up the tomato thing, but I would have stopped faking it. Men, it looks like you are optional because all of these things plug in.
I'm 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 curious. Why are guys faking it?
Every man's like, "I have a headache, sweetheart." And she just brings out the Evan Root outboard motor, and she's like, "I got taken care of, sweetie." And she, brrr.
It's like a kickstart. Just
She brings out the big old, they're not 9-volt batteries, the big, with like the two little corkscrews on the end.
oh yeah, yeah. Those are 12-volt batteries.
She
Oh
pulls
honey,
those
we
out.
using those on the nipples? She was like, oh no.
she's she's winding the little cord rechargers down.
Got it solar powered. Got a little solar charger out there, out the window. Oh,
Why do some of these look like bag clips, though? I mean, chip
that
clips,
that's
like.
oh, is that what those? Oh, those aren't bag clips. I thought they were nipple clamps or something. I guess I should have looked at the size of the hand.
There are some big hands.
Why does it why is it only women that can fake orgasms? I don't understand this. Oh, I mean, guys can too. They just go oh and then spit.
Oh, here we go. You're a man, so let's see if you would like these Valentine's Day gifts. I was just gonna get
Uh,
Mr. Mo one of them electric chip, bag holders, but
but now after seeing that, you're like, maybe not. Let's see.
I can just
So
see a
let's see.
child taking it for, show and tell. Like, I don't know what kind of toy this is, but mom says it's in her drawer and it makes a buzzing noise, so I think she's getting a call.
Okay, the watch, no.
Well, let's see.
Unless you have some way of like wearing, carrying that watch. I mean, those watches were designed to be carried a certain way. Then
Yes.
there's no point in having a watch like that. What are you going to do? It hang around your neck and look like somebody out of the 80s? I mean, I don't understand why you would have a watch like that.
No, Shizzy, you wear it like Flavor Flav. You get the big
That's what I'm
one and
saying.
you just wear
Yeah,
it on your
that's
neck.
what I'm saying. But you can never tell what time it is because it's always upside down.
A cashmere zip hoodie? No. Hanes has those
No.
at Walmart. I'll get it for 10 bucks.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And so wait, this looks more like a Father's Day gift. I mean, come on. Do you get okay, ladies, if you're getting a guy clothes, get him something that you wear that you show off to him. That's Valentine's Day's gift because they do that for you, not for them.
You can get him a whiskey.
Now there that would be good. A good whiskey was is always a that's a good gift. Yeah, I could see that. That way, he can give you a little bit of
Ooh,
Benadryl with it.
t-shirts. I mean, nothing makes Mr. Mo hot on the collar, under the collar than a brand new set of, undershirts.
Oh, my wife got these for me for Christmas. Some t-shirts like I because I was just like I don't need like the button ups or polos. I don't need any. I just need some like regular everyday t-shirts. She was like, "Oh, these are like $10 for like a pack of like 50 or whatever. I don't know how many. She got 10, 5,
And
something." And I was like,
400 damn
"Sweet."
dollars?
No,
Those t-shirts better fondle your bulbs and give you a happy ending.
I'm just saying, some
I mean,
t-shirts.
they're $500 for 5 t-shirts. That's $100 t-shirt. I'm gonna need that t-shirt to watch.
No,
You
no,
can
and I
get a
will say no.
Merce.
Do not get men's purses. Do not get men purses. No,
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 but you
no.
can get
Wait,
it.
how much is this large duffel supposed to be? Okay,
It is
think about this.
$400.
Okay, now let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. You can get an Italian leather, like one of those old looking suitcases that looks a little bit like this for for about 150 euros in Italy, made out of Italian leather and
Made out
handmade,
of real
not
Italians.
out of real Italians. It is they're for about 100. Hell, actually, you can probably get them for about 50 euro if you just go to like the duty free state. I mean,
Ooh, you
it's
can get a
so
multi-tool.
inexpensive. No, no,
Who is paying
no,
$140 for a damn Leatherman?
no, 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 no. Okay, no, go back to the tool. Let me explain why. Okay, do you know what you're supposed to do with each one of those things? Are you telling me that you're going to take that little saw that has a little saw on it? You're going to tell me that you're going to take that little saw and you're going to cut down a tree?
No, I
Just
figured
get
that
a
was
bit.
for y'all's toenails.
No, that's what the pliers are for. Okay, I can understand a couple of the tools, but the rest of them are completely useless because unless you just need it for just like a half a second.
Okay,
Now, I used one of those
Shizzy, what is this
whenever I was
for?
touring. That looks like a carabiner.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it latches on. It probably opens cans or
Oh,
something
and it
like
has a
that. I
little
don't know
nipple
for
screwdriver. I love it.
yeah,
Now, if they would make
but
it pink
there's
and glitter, I'd be there.
let's put it this way. Whenever I was touring, that was a handy thing to have for doing like guitar strings and things like that. Like because you don't have to pack up a whole bunch of tools. But this is on a regular basis. Just carry a regular knife. That's all you need. It,
I know,
it's
but then
it's
I
it's a
can't
perfect
say,
multi-purpose tool.
is that a multi-tool in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me?
No, that those things are painful. I mean, they do work well as like a roll of quarters in your hand. For me, it has to be a roll of like half dollars because my hands are so big. But yeah, those
For
work
me, it
really
has to
well
be
for
a
that.
roll of dimes because I have short, small fingers.
Well, and most likely, whenever you get one of these things, you're going to end up cutting yourself because you're trying to get out that little screwdriver, and next thing you know, you've like sliced open your hand on like the nail file or whatever the hell it is.
So, no on the Leatherman. What about a water bottle that cleans itself?
No, no, bad
It
idea.
uses a UVC LED light, so you can pay $100 for it.
No, no, no.
Oh, yeah. I'm guessing
One of
Mr. Mo
those
would not really
postcards?
like. It is Celebrate Love in Style with Hearts and Love from the Icons collection. It's the latest beautifully crafted coffee table book.
No,
I think if I were to get Mr.
ladies,
Mo a
ladies,
coffee table book, he would divorce me. I think he would be.
ladies, ladies, especially if the guy is single and you're wanting to win your way into his heart, get him a freaking coffee table before you get him a coffee table book. Just saying, because more than likely he doesn't have even a coffee table or a bedside table. He probably doesn't even have a lamp in his house. If you want to get him something nice, get him a flashlight, because you use that as a bedside light to read this book, maybe,
Oh,
unless it's got dirty pictures in it.
tapered chinos. What in the actual hell? First of all, if you are a man and you roll up your pants like clam diggers, we are gonna have some talk.
Are the boat shoes coming back in without the socks? Because I remember that was really big in high school. Everybody wanted to do the Miami Vice boat shoes without the socks, and then they wore the pink chinos, and of course they would never wash their feet on a regular basis, so they would take off their shoes and it smelled like rotten funk, like, because you
Oh
get
my
that New
God,
Mexico
Shizzy,
heat. Oh my God.
I have figured it out. Now, I don't want to go full Jesse Ventura, but I'm just asking questions here. Do we think that Don Johnson is in league with the Colombian president to bring back Miami Vices? Because I'm seeing a lot of 80s come back.
Must be it. It's got to be it. That has got to be it. They're trying to bring the 80s back. Oh my God.
Ladies, just get your gentleman a TV tray. Okay, I
No.
would like that.
Well, that's fine if you have children around, but if you don't have children around, why would you want to hesitate?
Oh,
I'm just
you're
saying.
thinking for actual firearms. I'm thinking for little Debbie's. Because
Oh,
my kids are
yeah.
shits and they steal them. So I'm like biometric eye scan. And then
I
I'm like
mean,
crinkle
I
wrapper.
mean, if you're going to have it in a bedside, if you're going to have it at your bedside, there's better ways to do it than this. Unless you have kids around, then I understand, because you don't want the kids to access it. But, nothing says, you love someone like, taking a heart.
Would you like an UGG slipper?
No. Go back to the boat shoes that whenever you got sweaty feet that sit in them for weeks on end without being cleaned, the stench that arises out. Yeah, the slides. No, no, no. Very, very ghetto too.
Would you like an indoor grill?
No, why? No, if you're getting them a grill, never indoors, and it should be have a smoker attached to it. Now think about how
True.
much. Look at how much this thing costs. All right. Just look at how much it costs. 139 or 99 or something like that. It doesn't matter. Take and save up. Get them a nice, just a small green egg. Just a small green egg smoker.
Okay, but Chandler Halderson didn't like the green egg. And, as far as criminal celebrity endorsements, that's a huge loss.
Well, it's not my fault. Or get them a pellet grill. Those things are pretty
I love
decent.
mine.
Yeah. See, I mean,
Ooh, that is a woman's
I mean, why
handbag.
would you get him a George Foreman grill? I'm just saying, get him a George Foreman grill. You can find those. You can find those at the what do you call it? You can find those Foreman grills at the Goodwill for really really damn cheap. I mean, because people are always getting rid of them.
Do you want a Merce?
What? No.
This is a 2,500 for the truly luxurious man who is always juggling work, travel, and life. The Lowell Puzzle Leather Tote Bag offers both functionality and undeniable style. With its geometric design and
Nothing
buttery
says
soft
gay more.
leather,
Nothing says gay more. Just saying.
I mean,
If you want to, all of this stuff that they've been showing is making men more feminine. Women, if you want to show a man that you love him, make him feel more masculine, not more like your girlfriend.
Oh no, we're getting shizzy Lululemons. That's what we're
What the fuck is Lulu? Sorry for the language. What in the hell is a Lululemon?
It is women's overpriced yoga pants. And now you too can have athleisure pants. Designed for all day comfort and a sharp look, the Lululemon ABC Pants collection is perfect for the man who needs his wardrobe to keep up with his lifestyle. With their
No,
slim fit and stretch fabric, they move effortlessly from office to dinner without missing.
no, 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 no. Well, just get him a freaking tutu and some ballet slippers, ladies, if you want to get him this.
All I'm thinking is Mr. Mo would be like, you could buy 13 Wranglers with that money.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're saying, oh, they got it, these are just so much more comfortable because they're yoga pants. It's like, okay, so was spandex back in the 80s.
We
The
need soups in the
bicycle,
can
the
back.
spandex bicycle shorts. I mean, come on, just buy him some spandex bicycle shorts. It shows off his package, and you get to see that like sweat stain that builds up from all the salt in his body.
Okay, here is the pocket watch. This looks cheap to me.
It
I'm sorry.
does. Does that
And it's
say
1,000.
shingles?
Shinola
Shinola.
Elijah Shinola.
Okay, so you don't know S from Shinola. You ever heard that? You don't know shit from Shinola? That fits perfectly with this. That's exactly what this is. You don't know shit from Shinola. This is the perfect example. This is garbage. Unless you have the outfit for it, it does not work.
Well, it was handcrafted in Detroit.
Yeah. So was a Ford at one point in time. And look at how much that
How
is.
did they give him a muffin top? How
Yeah.
in the hell did they
For the
airbrush the hell out of his body and give
No,
him a
wait.
muffin top?
So for this shitty Shinola, you want to pay $1,700. Okay, that right there, just go get him like a nice dive watch or something like, I don't know, get him something that's actually useful. Not that he wants to like use as self deletion. Maybe that's why they gave you that chain so you could. We guarantee this chain ain't gonna break.
For the man who has everything, a muffin top. Also,
Yeah.
do men's pants usually go like this? Because this is more of a female pant sort of configuration right here.
See, you notice he has no balls and he has it pulled up way too high. Like you don't, if you're having to hang, no, you're so wrong.
Again, how did they airbrush a muffin top onto this? They gave him a waist. And
They want men to be women. I don't understand this. Stop women. Stop trying to make men women.
okay, this is something that Mr. Mo would actually like.
An 85-inch ultra wide OLED. Yeah, I mean, but look at the price of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm
No,
not
oh,
saying
it's a
he's gonna get
34
it.
inch. Wait. No, that's a 34 inch. Oh, okay.
Look,
I,
I'm
I
gonna
guess
tell him
that's the
it's not
model.
the size of the monitor, it's the playing of the game.
Okay, let's put it this way. You don't have to spend that much on a monitor. I'm telling, and here's the other thing. If you're deciding, you're gonna like do streams of video games, don't get a widescreen monitor like this, because what happens is it goes all funky on like video whenever you're trying to stream from that device. It it doesn't work.
Oh, you could get a coffee torture machine.
Yeah, yeah. Is that a milker too? Does it milk the jugs?
It looks like it
I mean, it has
foams
the attachment up
something.
there at the top. Oh no, that's a
Yeah.
coffee grinder. Sorry, different kind of milk. You don't
Oh.
want that.
How the hell would you pronounce this?
A
Diptyque
dirty
Bejon
butt
Bohem.
bohemian odor of perfume. Dirty butt. bohemian perfume.
Get some Old Spice. Look,
No, or does it say Dippity Dick Benjamin Butts Button Bohemian odor?
now it does provide more masculine and exotic scents that remind the person who smelled it of leather, cardamom, and fresh rain.
Or how? Here's an idea: get him some leather, and let him eat some cardamom, and leave him out in the rain. Just saying, if you want him to smell like a wet dog that's wearing leather.
Yeah, I don't get this. Look, Mr. Mo is probably going to get the same thing he got last,
Here's
Valentine's Day.
and ladies, if you want your man to smell like a man, let him be a man. Stop dressing him up in these gay clothes, and you'll be fine. Just saying. You start buying him the muffin top jeans and start buying him yoga pants and giving him purses and then expect him to smell like a man. It's not going to happen. Never going to happen.
Okay, I will say that Mr.
Buy
Mo
him
would be
some
just happy with an air fryer too.
buy him a saw and some sawhorses and a bunch of lumber, and and leave him outside to like build you something, and he'll come in and he'll smell like a man.
and and
Or at
he'll
least.
stay out there for 6 months, and then he'll be like, I can. Because here's now, Shizzy, you are a crafty man. Because
Mhm,
here's one of our arguments we get into with Mr. Mo and I, because I'll find something like, one of those 9 by 9 cube things, and Mr.
mhm,
Mo will inevitably say, I could make that for cheaper.
yeah.
Now, 6 months later, I could have had my cube, but,
Well, see, so here's what your Mr. Mo hasn't figured out. Okay, and he'll get this eventually. I
opening
did
his
this with
mouth
my
saying,
wife.
I can do that,
No, no,
and I
no,
say,
no.
facts not in evidence.
So I was talking with the wife. Now the problem is trying to figure out exactly what she wants. That always is the biggest problem. Like she's going, oh, I want to have this. Oh, okay. What are the dimensions going to be? So she will spend an entire year trying to figure out the dimensions of what this creation that she wants. So she wanted a sideboard, and she spent like it was about 6 months trying to figure out the dimensions. Once she figured out the dimensions, she went for a search for it. She couldn't find anything.
Oh
All
no.
right, like she couldn't find the dimensions she wanted. Don't worry, sweetheart, I'll build it for you. But of course, it's getting close to. I've still got these other projects I need to finish up. Let me get these other projects for you. And then, of course, it rolls into fall where it starts getting too cool to do anything, and a little bit more of a rainy season. Then all of a sudden winter comes along, and it's way too cold, and she's just like, oh, I was really hoping to have a sideboard so I could put my little Christmas village on there. So what you do is then you break out an old piece of wood, that's just like a piece of plywood, a sheet of plywood. You cut it down to the dimensions that she thinks she wants to have for a little sideboard. And then you set that up for her on some legs. You build some legs for it, just really cheaply built. But she throws like a cloth over the top of it,
You
and
guys
then
are
she puts
so
up her little.
adult in your relationship, because what I end
Yeah,
up doing is usually a really shitty DIY, um, with like duct tape, and then it
yeah,
irritates the crap out of him because it's usually never level. So
right.
then it forces him to work.
Right. Well, she tries to, but see that then you get it, and it's all the dimensions that she had written down on her little thing, and then you set it up, and then she gets to see something there in that position, and she goes, "Oh, that's way too deep. Like it's deeper than I thought, and I can't get past it." She goes, "If that's going to be the same size as it, oh, maybe I don't want that." So then of course winter like starts in, and you hit the right after the Christmas season, you get all this stuff that goes on sale, and you're like, listen, sweetheart, we need to start making plans because I need to know what kind of wood you want to have this. I need to know, like, find me some pictures of this big vision in your head. And she goes, oh yeah. And then she starts looking, and then she finds like the absolute perfect one that she was looking for. And the depth is exactly what she was looking for. Not initially, because she wanted it much bigger than that. They always want it bigger.
We
And
always do.
and then she like sees a picture of it, and it's already in her mind, and I don't have to build it.
That's so I will say Mr. Mo does put up with a lot for me because we have found out that I have no visual spatial awareness. So we have learned this in our marriage thing because he'll get real excited and he's like, I'm going to put this here, and I cannot see it unless
Yep,
it's in front of me. So he's
yep.
like, no, it's going to work here and this is going to be functional and all this stuff. And I'm like, wait, where are you going to put the what? And no, I don't think this works. And he has literally had to get out the graph paper and show me how things work. So, because,
Yeah.
and he's gotten that from me because I'm like, honestly, I can't see it unless we move things there.
Well,
I lack that.
and I'm like him in that aspect. Whereas I can visual like I built that swing bed out of just an
And
idea.
that's how he is. And so when he can see the entire project and I'm like, because I get stuck on really mundane things like, wait, but there's the outlet there, so how am I going to vacuum the floor? He's like, sweetie, I don't know why we're talking about this. And I'm like, but it's very important to me. So he's learned to kind of meet me where I need, like, okay, but what about this, that, and the other? So he kind of anticipates that because,
Cinder blocks and plywood are your friend. I will just tell him this, and he will be so happy because with cinder blocks, say for example, she says, "I want to have a table," and you go, "Well, what do you want the table to look like?" And then you can take that whatever design that she had in mind. Oh, I want to have it oval shaped and or whatever, and I want to have like these kind of legs. What? And you're just okay, sounds good. And then you set up that cinder blocks and that piece of plywood where she thinks that it's going to look perfect, and she goes, "Oh, I was hoping that the table would be be shorter than this. Why would I want a high top table? It hits me in the neck. I don't understand. Oh, that means I have to buy these other chairs, and yeah, those
yeah,
little things like
no,
that
that is my big, I
helps
have
with the
learned
visual.
that. I I have actually, as much as I like order things online, I have learned since I got hurt, like I did not enjoy it. The guy at the bed store was really nice, but I'm like a dude. Like I know what I want. I want to go in here. I don't want to lay on all these beds. First of all,
Nope.
people have laid on them. That is gross. Yeah.
That's why they put the little cloths or sheets of paper over them. It's like that's not comfortable.
Well, that, but I also, it's harder for me to maneuver onto the bed, so I'm not going to be doing that to, like, I'm going to just bypass the soft. And he's like, oh, if you're a side sleep. And I'm like, no, no, sweetheart, I am
No.
here. I have picked out the one I want from the herd, and I would just like you to wrap it up. If we could get done with about 5 minutes, that would be great.
Yeah.
He wanted
I'm
to
buying
chit chat.
yeah, I'm buying a mattress. I'm not buying anything other than that. I don't need the vibrating bed. I don't need it to lift. I don't need it to twist. I don't need all the extra stuff. I don't need, your whatever, service plan you have on it. It's got a 10-year warranty, and that's all I expect to live anyway. So why don't we just,
Okay.
because the longer I stay here, that means that my warranty, I want my warranty to expire before I do. Just say,
Okay, so, but I did have one very pertinent question for the bed person because I have gotten used to sleeping on a Tempur-Pedic bed. Now, we should have realized that it steals momentum. So I need like the momentum of a cheap mattress, but the support of a Tempur-Pedic. I was like, I need the bounce back. I am older.
ah.
My look, the spirit is willing. The body doesn't like cardio. Okay, so let's.
Well, my wife and I, whenever we redid our bedroom, like we redid the whole thing, it looks awesome. She had one, we had gotten a queen size bed in our old place, and it was like one of those sleigh beds or some
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know. And I mean, we got it like the discount thing. It's like had scratches on it or whatever. It was nice for what our means of money that we had at the time. And so we get this bed and we move it to the new place. After we move it into the new place, and it used to drive her nuts because I would come into bed, and of course she wanted to have this bed, thinking of her grandmother. Oh, it's way up off the ground. Well, and I'd have to practically, and I'm 6 foot, so I'm like, and she's having a hard time dealing with it. She's like,
You just need a
trying
little
to get
step
in and out of
stool.
it. The
You need
dog
those
would
little
hide
dog.
underneath the bed. Yeah. No, we did have steps for her dog because he couldn't jump up on the bed anymore. So I built some stairs for him so he could walk up there. And of course, as she's going, well, we're going to put a large, I want to have a larger bed in here because this one's pretty small. I want to have like a bigger bed. And so we got one that basically you can, it's about the height of a seat. So that's
Yeah.
where the bed sits. It's like a platform bed, and got a foam mattress for it. And the first night she freaked out because she was so used to, whenever, because I always go, she goes to sleep early, and whenever I would come into
Yeah.
bed, she would feel the bed shake, and she would know that I was there. She had no idea that I was in the bed with her. Like, she was just like, because there's no movement. It's just like,
No. No, but I'm just saying if you happen to buy cassettes and know that you can put a pencil to roll them back, you need a hybrid bed that has the coils for a little bit of bounce backs. I'm just saying because
yeah.
look, we should have all learned when the woman was jumping with a bowling ball next to a wine glass that look, there was going to be a loss of momentum. And I was kind of nervous. I mean, which is odd for me to kind of bring this up with the bed salesman guy. And he's like, you would not believe the amount of times we have heard people say that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, how do you get out of this thing? It's like you get sucked right into it. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, for us, it works really well. I mean, it's a pretty stiff mattress anyway. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. That's why the cool part about having the bed that's really low is you can just sort of roll out and
Yeah. Well, so he was like, okay, well, you know, we can do this, that. And I was like, look, no, I want a platform that raises on, the top and bottom. I don't need your high stuff. I need something that is going to be usable because I do spend a lot of time in bed streaming. And then I realized that he probably thought and so then I had to tell him the news.
Sure, the news. Gotcha. He's like,
Well, so
sure, you're
I
in
was
bed.
like, I need
Streaming the
an
news.
office bed. And because this is kind of normal nomenclature for me, he just kind of looked at me like, oh, okay.
Gotcha.
One of those like, oh, bless your heart. Okay, you need an office bed. And I was like, no, I'm in bed a lot. I stream. And then I was like, not only fans. And he kept trying to upsell me. He's like, do you want the zero G? And I was like, no, I calibrate my own bed. I don't need it to have, programs.
Yeah.
I want this one, and he was like, well, lay on it for a while. I was like, no.
No, no, I want this one.
Yeah, I was like, look, I already picked out the high quality line. Just, sell me the damn bed so I can stop peopling.
Yeah. I don't want to be here any longer than I have to. I got to go home and get back into bed.
Yeah, I was like, look, I have fans that need me. Only one fan, but he pays well.
I love it, Mo. I love it.
I
Oh,
know. And, but he was just, it is like one of those hostage situations you knew you were not going to get out of there in an hour. And it was just like, damn.
no, never. Now yeah, the air fryer is okay. I mean, if you're single, I mean, if you're
True,
getting
you
it
need
for
a bigger
him,
air fryer.
yeah. If you're single, sure, get that for like the bachelor, where you can put it on his coffee table next to his coffee table book, or he can put it in his kitchen that he's probably never seen. Like, okay. And
Yeah.
most and I will say most guys that are bachelors, if you're truly a good bachelor, you don't eat out. You actually learn some skills of how to cook for yourself, and you end up making like really delicious meals on the cheap that are like
Mr. Mo's favorite like single person meal, and the kids love it too, is onions, mushrooms, ground beef, and rice all mixed together.
yeah. Now, see, my wife figured this out, which is odd, but she goes. So whenever you were a bachelor, what did you have? I said, well, because I usually had roommates, it had to be something that I could make to feed myself for one night. Because if I expected to have anything left over, it wasn't going to be somebody would get into it at like 1 o'clock in the morning after they got home from the bar and had been smoking weed all night. I so what I would do is I would go and buy myself a nice steak and maybe like some vegetable or something like that. I had my own frying pan, my own dishes, and that's what I would do. As I come home, I cook a steak and have maybe some like frozen cheese, broccoli or something like that, and just oh, I'm getting the vegetables, whatever, and then I would cook that thing up. And my wife was like, well, so you basically just ate steak on a plate. I was like, yeah. Is there something wrong with that?
Yeah, I'm with you, Shizzy. I'm like, and that's wrong because
Like, it's like I didn't have to worry about leftovers. I could after I was done eating, I could go and wash all of my like single frying pan, my single cup, my dishes, my silverware, my steak knife, and look, I travel light.
you can get him a digital picture frame
Those
because
are actually pretty cool,
they
especially if
are
you plan on
cool
having a family, because you can take
because we
all of
never
you can.
print out pictures.
No, that you don't. But see, like my brother-in-law, he's got one of these, and so our Italian vacation, he uploaded all those pictures onto it. Because he's got the littles and
Well,
him and his
yeah.
wife, and so he uploaded all those digital pictures that he wanted to keep, and he now he just has that scroll through there, so the kids
Okay.
sort of see those images every
Yeah.
day.
Okay, so this is an actual TV. I thought it was just one of those frames because I was like, why was it $1,000? But it's actually
Oh,
a TV.
yeah. I mean, I guess you could do a TV, but I still like the little picture frame thing. This works much
Yeah, I
better.
mean, this is for a TV if you want to look classy, like you don't watch TV, you only listen to PBS.
Well, but this would sort of work if you had like a room to put it in. Like you're not good at art, so you can just have something that. No, I'm serious. Like,
I know, but the so I'm actually thinking about getting a flat screen TV to put in my background, and then I can just put whatever background up there. That
that
was
would
not my
work.
idea. That was not my idea. That was Mr. Mo's idea.
But something like this would work perfectly, wouldn't it?
Well,
An
yeah, but I don't
anti-reflective
need to be
screen.
that bougie, and
No, you don't
that's
have to. Here's what you tell them to do. Get you a flat screen TV and build a frame for it around it. Okay, so he builds like the whole picture frame around it, and then he can hang that on the wall behind you, like on the regular like hanging thing, and then it's got the big picture frame, and then you can actually like pull up whatever. Make sure it's got an anti-reflective screen. Hell, he could even do a monitor, a nice
Shizzy,
big
I'm
monitor.
still waiting for frames for all of the things that I've cross stitched. Now, Mr. Lowe told me 6 years
No,
ago that he could make frames.
so what you do is you say, well, guess what? I'm going to just hang this thing behind me, but if you build me a frame around it, looks so much better, wouldn't it? And then what you do is like get a cardboard one and you cut out the cardboard and you hang it up there so it looks absolutely tacky and horrible. And then he'll go, okay, all right, I'll build you one. This
So
just
we're
looks
back to
so
passive
horrible.
aggressive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you just grab that thing and you put it up there. And what you do, you got to get like the good pictures like flowing behind you that change like every 15 minutes, like fade in and fade out. Yeah, and you just have that up there for him, and then say, see, look how wonderful this looks. And it's got this horrible like cardboard in there.
And it's just
It's
going like this. And I'm like,
yeah,
and he's like, did you use the level? I eyeballed it.
yeah. Oh, He'll be just like, all right,
So,
I got you. I got you. I'll make something.
okay. So yesterday, I'm, getting ready for my show and I'm coming out of my master bedroom and Mr. Mo has decided, now this was a wife fail. He was trying to, set up, but he is hanging out by the wall doing this like smolder thing. Now, he did not warn me that he was going to attempt to smolder as I'm walking out the bathroom because romance. So now, what he probably expected was not what happened because I started snort laughing because I was like, are you trying to smolder over here at 4 a.m. in the morning when I'm trying to get to the restroom? And he was like, I was trying to look smexy for you. And I was like, I'm sorry, I snort laughed. You look okay. I mean, you look really good. It just shocked me to snort laugh.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Now, wait,
Oh,
there is one story I did want to cover because I'm pretty sure I wrote it.
this is gonna be good. Ah,
Because again, this was my child, and look, my toddler chopped off a girl's ponytail, and I fully accept he is a little menace to society.
yes. Oh
I have
my
found the
gosh.
most dangerous kind of parent is one who never accepts that their child has made a mistake, let alone deliberately done anything wrong. If they tell you that, they are lying. They're to their child and yes, to themselves, but that's not me. I readily accept when my son has been a menace to society.
Yes.
Truth. I'm a strong believer in accepting responsibility, apologizing to the aggrieved party, and trying not to do it again. Just generally avoiding a holish behavior. Again, I don't remember writing this, and I'm pretty sure I don't have a large man child in a pink outfit for some reason, as you do.
Oh my
But there
gosh.
was one time at daycare when I was compelled to go full Elle Woods on on my son's behalf due to an unfair accusation.
Oh.
And by
Oh.
Elle Woods, I mean I got him off on a rogue technicality. He chopped off Abby's ponytail. My son, aged about 3, was in the toddler's room at the local daycare center. He generally played with a little cherub named Abby.
Oh, I
This
thought it
was
said a little
back.
chubby named Abby. I was just like, why did they call the child a chubby? Jeez, a cherub. Got it.
Well, cherub
Sorry.
means you're chubby too, because they usually have those big fat cheeks.
Yeah, but I thought she was saying chubby,
And my
like
son,
lady. That
when you tell him to smile, my youngest one, and people wonder why we don't pay for, freaking school yearbooks, because my son, smile. I'm like, you're not a Habsburg. Would you stop it with the jaw thing?
oh my
So
gosh.
this was back in the day before daycare apps, so it was a surprise to me when I was spoken to quietly at one pickup about an incident. He chopped off Abby's ponytail, I was told by a carer who gestured to the little girl sitting there with a perfectly neat, in my opinion, bob.
Oh my gosh. Is that the little girl? Or the little
No, that's
boy?
the little boy.
Oh,
I
okay. I was
don't
gonna
think
say
she.
that's a
Now, the carer was taking it very seriously, and of course it was serious. I mean, if I had been Abby's mom, I would have been genuinely upset at the loss of her curly hair and
mm,
being worried about what could have gone wrong with these sharp instruments. So, scissor safety and personal boundaries needed to be reinforced, and I duly assured the staff that that would happen. But whose fault was it really? As
ooh.
we packed up to go home, I began thinking, but how did he get a hold of scissors sharp enough to cut through Abby's thick hair? Because usually they have those felony scissors. They have
Yeah.
like the mental health scissors.
Yes, where you can run with those, you can fall down. About the worst that's gonna happen is you're gonna like get a bruise.
Let's see here. Aren't they using safety scissors with toddlers? I casually eyed the craft table and confirmed that they were using the kind that could barely cut paper. Instinctively, I was impressed by my son's dexterity to be able to chop off an entire ponytail with safety scissors. Then I quickly pulled my thoughts back to conduct my deductions. It was impossible, I concluded, that he had gotten a hold of adults, had gotten this with the safety scissors. So
Mm.
her menace found real scissors. Can confirm you cannot cut hair with safety scissors, but my children then moved on to toenail clippers, so you can cut hair with that. The more you
Just a
know,
few
just
strands at
all
a time, and it makes a great popping sound every single
they
time.
did, and it was their bangs, and then I tried to fix them, and then they had that little 1 inch fringe because, it just, look, I eyeballed it to be fair.
Stop turning your head this way and that way. I can't get it right.
And you
What
figure,
happened?
because you are, say 26 years old and you've had haircuts that you have figured through osmosis how to do this haircuttery stuff. Like you don't need a salon and you're doing
No.
like, and then you're like, oh, there might be more to this. Thank you so much, Chair Bear, for the dancing pear.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh gosh.
So let's see here. Now, nonchalantly, I asked, did he use these paper scissors? I can't believe he managed to cut through Abby's hair so quickly without anyone noticing. Again, I stand with this mom because I understand my child is a menace, but I also understand his menaceness and hide scissors and lighters and M80s and everything else from him.
Yes.
I was asking leading questions and being very passive aggressive about it when one of the center's, selling points was that they had one carer to 4 kids. So I was generally curious about how the incident had happened. He used the adult scissors.
Yeah.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. I'm glad we had the Hardy Boys on patrol. Finally, one of the younger carers comes over and semi-whispered he used the scissors left by the printer in the corner of the rooms, or in the corner of the room. So on our way out, I stopped at the director's office to sign the incident report, and I told her of my safety adult series theory, and coupled with, my, idea of lack of supervision, and asserted if these factors hadn't been present, Abby would not be a kilo lighter without her ponytail.
Oh gosh.
He is innocent, Your Honor, I said in my
I
head.
can see Mo doing that too, right there. He is innocent, Your Honor.
Facts not in evidence. I was told that he would be supervised. I warned you that he was 6'5" when I dropped him off at this here preschool. I told him that you were allowed to crate train him. Now, I warned you.
I can totally see Mo doing this too. Oh my gosh.
I would. I mean,
Yes.
so, the director had to concede that it was an oversight to leave the scissors by the printer and for the carer to miss the unceremonious cutting. I mean, really, any older, and I wouldn't have made these observations, but at 3, I did call Abby's mom that night to apologize, and she sounded disappointed about Abby's hair, but agreed it was concerning that it happened in the first place. When I asked my son why he was motivated to do what he did, he shrugged and wouldn't make eye contact because he's 3 and he thought it would be funny. Look,
Yeah.
kids never have. Why did I decide to use Solacane as spray paint to, spray I love mom on the wall? Well, I couldn't tell you a reason. I thought it would be funny and no one would find me. Now,
Yeah.
Solacane does change paint color, just in case any of you are wondering. Yes.
And what's worse is it wasn't aerosol. It was.
No, it was aerosol. I was over here tagging the shit out of my walls because I figured it was just going to go away. Now, it
Oh,
probably would have had I wiped it off, but I just let it sit there because why would I wipe the. It was clear.
yeah, you can't see this.
You're on it. It was entrapment. It started clear. And how was I to know it's going to change colors? I mean, that is a corporate sort of issue. They should tell us if you put silicone on the wall, it's going to change colors and your mom's going to make you pick out your own switch.
Oh, oh, almost got away with it.
I almost got away. If
Oh,
it weren't for that darn silicone, I would have gotten away with it. My mom's ability to distinguish different colors.
oh, mine was my father. I don't know why he had this, but he had this little container of Listerine. Okay, and it was more. It looked like an aftershave bottle, basically. And what it was is it was a concentration of Listerine or scope, whatever thing it was. I don't know if it was even Listerine. It was horrible. And so what you would do is you would take some of that and you would pour it into a glass, and then sort of stir it up, and you ended up with like a nice mouthwash.
Oh,
Okay. And it was like non-alcoholic or anything like that because it was just like this concentrate. And so I figured this out from watching my dad use it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I guess he stopped using it probably because it tasted like ass or whatever. And so I would use that and wash my mouth out because I would have, go brush your teeth. I brush my teeth, and then I would use the mouthwash. Well, all of a sudden I'm getting my ass beat. Like I have no idea why I'm getting my
oh no.
like I
Don't you
joked out.
hate?
Well, what happened was is because I mixed it into a glass and then I washed my mouth out and there was still some in there. And I guess my little sister came in and grabbed a hold of it and drank it and then threw up
Oh
promptly.
no.
And my mother thought that I put liquid Drano into a glass and was trying to delete. I was like, and
You're
she's
like,
like getting
Ma,
ready to.
it's mouthwash.
Yeah, well,
Shizzy
and that's
was
what I kept
dubbed
saying.
that.
It's like it's not mouthwash, it's Drano, and she's like holding this container of Drano that was under the same sink, and I grabbed the Listerine container, and I was like, no, it's mouthwash.
See, you gentle parent people will not understand the dip, dodge, dive, and dodge that we used to be able to do. Like, no,
Oh
Ma,
yeah,
Ma, it is not what you think it, if you would just let me talk.
I'll never forget that though. There's just the look of like utter disbelief, like you're trying to kill your little sister. I'm like, no, I really am not. It's mouthwash. Oh God.
Kids
Oh
these days just don't understand.
no. And it was why would you have liquid Drano around mouthwash? I mean,
Well, they had the Skinny and Sweet right next to the rat poison in
yeah.
9 to 5. Now, my real question about 9 to 5 is how does Dolly Parton look older in 9 to 5 than she does in, Steel Magnolia? It's the perm
The eyebrows.
and the perm. Let's be real, even Dolly couldn't pull that off.
No. No.
That
Oh
was
my
a bad
gosh.
one.
Oh yeah, but yeah, so whenever they're sitting there saying, I don't understand how they got the scissors. It's just like look at your own damn self and stop blaming children for it.
I mean, to be fair, the kids' job are just to find dangerous things. Like I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that's just what boys' jobs are. Like they will find the one dangerous thing.
I mean, you
And
should be
in our house,
impressed with this kid. You should be impressed that he was that quick that he could grab a pair of like spot the scissors, grab the scissors, and know exactly what to do with them. Like you should be impressed.
they were talking. He's like, "You look fabulous in a bob. Have you thought about it?" And she's like, I had been thinking of changing it up a little bit." He's like, "Well, I see some skizzers. Okay, so we're gonna go."
Oh my
Or the
God.
funny thing is where they just do a chunk. And I've
Oh,
had boys do a chunk, and this is not my first rodeo. So usually I'll give them a chance to fess up. I'm like, did you do something to your hair? And we've got long, long, and then a chunk piece right here.
yeah.
And
Like,
they're like, no, no, I just brushed it.
mm-hmm.
And I was like, did you put Nair on? And they're like, no. I was like, do you have alopecia? Have you started pulling your hair? Like, are we?
What's going on here?
And I was like, so, and they're not subtle. I mean, if you're gonna lie to me, maybe pick up the clumps of hair off your floor.
And laying with the scissors.
Just blonde chunks of hair, like just everywhere.
Dang those brushes. Oh God, yes. Ah,
Well, and then considering my son, what when they were younger, they all wanted Mr. Mo would let them do kind of like a faux hawk for summers, and
yeah.
they're just like, we would like ho hawks, please. And I was like, I am never calling them Mohawks ever again. It's the last of the ho hockikins.
Last of the ho hawkers.
Daniel Day Lewis, we have an adaptation. The last of the Hohikans. He's just
Last of the
there
ho.
with the e thoughts. He's just like, no, I will not be 703. I have this Hohawk.
Oh, God. Yes, yes. Oh my
And I was just
gosh.
like,
Well,
that's not how you say that. And my son said, no, I looked it up. It is Ho Hawk. And, at some point you just stop arguing with him. Like when I was trying to tell him he probably can't be the president of North Korea. And he's like, but the real guy is mean and he won't let those North Koreans do nothing. I'm gonna give them cows.
cows.
Well,
Oh,
so proving he is in fact my son and I don't need a maternity test, he said, I'm gonna run for president. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, I'm gonna do something really fun. I'm gonna give everyone a cow. And I was like, why? Because he's like, no, it would just be hilarious.
yeah. I mean,
I was like, my child, the sign, the prophesized one.
well, and a lot of people don't remember this, but like in the 70s, the air pollution was such a big thing, cars emitting like air pollution. So in my smart, what, 5, 6 year old mind, it was like I designed a car that basically, because it was the gasoline that was causing all the problems. So what you did is you took your exhaust out and then you run it into your gas tank. So that way it would just keep circulating. Then you would get
Sounds
rid of
like,
all the air pollution.
sounds like the time I branded my mom as an alcoholic. When I was in my, okay, in my defense, they show a pop bottle and they're like, now, does anyone know? Well, okay, it looked like a pop bottle. In retrospect, it was probably a handle of vodka because they were working at a daycare center and it was just around. But I assumed that they meant Diet Pop, and my mom always had a bottle in the car. And I was like, my
Yeah,
mom drives with a bottle all the time. She is always drinking.
she is always drinking. Matter of fact,
I
she'll probably have some when she comes picks me up tonight, and I'll have some too.
I was like youngest most feral pointing out the bald spot. I was like, she is always drinking, like at home in the car when we are going to restaurants.
Oh my
So
God.
my mom tells me that as she walks into the preschool, they all kind of like quiet whisper get around her and they're like, are you having a rough time? Are you okay? And
Oh,
I was like, and that, do you have a little drinking problem? And so this is when I decided to pipe up and say, yeah, she drinks Diet Pop all the time. I done told y'all everything. It's like, take her to prison.
oh my God. I've got to show something to you. This is
Okay.
pretty awesome. Share screen and right here. There it is. This is hilarious. Married life be
Oh
like.
my God, I'm so irritated. I am so irritated right now.
Why are you irritated?
Can you like let me get it out and not cut me off, please? Like, really? Can you just let me talk
I'm
and I will
not cutting
tell
you
you?
off. I'm just asking why you're irritated. You said you paused after you said you was irritated. So I asked
I
why you was.
I never paused. I never paused. And now I see that you're getting mad, so I don't even want to talk to you
I'm
because
not.
like I'm not going to deal with
I'm
that.
not mad.
Well, I feel that you're mad, and this is why I can't talk to you.
You can talk to me.
No, I clearly can't.
I was
Did they
just
record my
asking why you
house?
were irritated. I didn't.
You were asking and then you cut me off when I was trying to tell you, but
I
now I
never
don't want to
cut
tell
you
you.
off.
You did cut me off, and I don't want to talk about it
I
anymore.
never cut you off though.
You did cut me off, and I was trying to tell you, but now I see that you're gonna get mad and cut me off, so I can't tell you anything now. It's fine.
All I asked was why you was irritated. I was trying to be supportive. I was trying to.
Well, now it is what it is. Are you gonna say something? Say something.
I don't know what to say. I'm confused.
So what you're saying is I'm confusing you. So you're confused about being with me? You don't know if you want to be
I
with
never
me or not?
said that.
So what are you saying? Because you're cutting me off, getting mad, and telling me that you don't want to be with me. Now what? What else?
And you know how you fix this, gentlemen? You just say, calm down, you're acting like your mother. And then you go to sleep on the couch. Shizzy, you're muted.
It was the audio. So the only correct answer is, I'm sorry, babe. Continue. That's the only correct answer.
No, there is no correct answer because you're going to do something with your face, and I'm going to be like, oh, so you have an attitude now. Oh, so me bringing a problem to you means you get an attitude. I thought we were for better or for worse. I thought you were going to, but like, support me, but I see how it is. Okay, I'll just go talk to my girlfriends. You don't even have to worry about me because, you don't worry about me, okay? I see how it is. You just go play on your video games and, you just don't worry. Don't, no, don't. No, it is okay. Now, I'm going to tell you that when your wife says okay or do it, this is a challenge for a start your own snapped episode adventure. And do not do what we tell you when we say okay or go ahead. Again, these are challenges and we are lying. When your wife says, it is fine. Okay, when the eyebrows are up here, that is a warning sign from Jesus. The higher the eyebrows, the more ass kick you're in.
Well, in that case, Nancy Pelosi's always like that.
Well, that's why her husband decided to go with whatever his face was.
Oh, oh, yeah, the guy that had somebody show up at his house and give a slap down looking for his wife. That was so creepy, weird. Like, didn't you find that a little odd? Like,
I found it odd that someone who has probably the most security and routinely, bullies people off the internet for copying her, stock options, seems like she would have, better security.
you would think, and in San Francisco, just saying. I mean,
Well, instead of a
maybe.
cow for everyone, there's like a male intruder for everyone. But
Oh my. Oh,
I am not a marriageologist. I can tell you I suck out loud. Like I could be so much better.
yeah, yeah. I feel like I could too, but that's
But I
that's how it
really do
goes.
feel like we were set up for failure because men, you can just sit there and not think about stuff. And women don't get that. We just don't because we could never just sit and not think about stuff.
Well, oh God, what I was going to show you something because I thought it would fall right into the whole male female thing here. So you
Oh,
realize that just all you have to look up is Legos are anti-LGBTQ or something like that. Just look that up. You'll find the first article.
okay.
Or anti-LGBTQ, whatever.
Yeah, I was trying to remember all the.
I would just put in anti-gay or whatever. That would probably pull the same thing.
Oh, for the love of all that is holy. Are you kidding?
I knew. I am dead serious. Yep, there it is.
Science Museum in Bunker's LGBT Lego warning. The institution's Seeing Things Queerly tour claims that people think the brick toys are gendered, and it reinforces the idea that heterosexuality is the norm. Oh, I thought they were going to be upset that things click together that were opposing,
No,
like
no,
innies go to
and
outies. I thought that was going to
so
be the big issue.
so this is
And
a
let me see if I can find this
really
without.
your audio just went a little funky there for a second. So here's the thing about it,
Oh,
because they want to say male. No, it was just it was speeding up and slowing down. Here's the problem with their idea is they say because it's binary, it says male or female, because you have the male that clicks into the female, that it becomes. And my thought behind all of this is, well, in that case, so are cars and anything mechanical that you could possibly put together, any sort of electrical wiring, because you have a male and a female, or positive, negative. It Yeah, these people are bonkers.
let's see. Lego can be anti-gay because some people describe the bricks as having male or female parts which mate together.
Yeah.
Is that how we get the little small Legos, like the one little bump ones, the really tiny Legos? The bigger Legos have children. The London attraction is running a self-guided tour called Seeing Things Queerly, which states the blocks can illustrate how heterosexuality can seem like the norm. Okie dokie. The tour, which looks at stories of queer communities, experiences, and identities in the museum's collection, refers to Legos as often being described in a gendered way. The guide, branded completely bonkers by a campaign group, states like other connector fasteners, Lego bricks are often described in a gendered way. The top of the brick with the sticking out pins is male, and the bottom of the brick with holes to receive the pins is female.
Male,
I'm never
female
going to be able to play
connectors.
with I know, but I'm never going to be able to play with Legos without giggling and saying giggity again when I put pieces together. Be
Giggity.
like, gig. I know I have to put together the Lego dingus and be like giggity. I'm just going to laugh.
Other words, children playing with Legos is gay or anti-gay,
Or
heterosexual.
sexual.
So it's yeah. I never thought of Legos being sexual. I did just sorry
I mean, I never
that
thought
doesn't.
about the little pins being a Lego peen, but now I'm never going to unthink about it.
Oh, for her pleasure, ribbed.
Gonna need the six. Gonna need the six male. Okay. Oh, let me get my penny problem glasses from HR because this is a
Oh,
quote. This first, I'd like to speak to you on stolen land from the Appalachia tribe. I am a female human. My pronouns are her, she, and Empress of the Pettyverse. I am wearing eyeglasses. I am a fake redhead, and I think we can continue. I am an ally and a friend. This is an example of applying heteronormative language to topics unrelated to gender, sex, and reproduction. It illustrates how heteronormativity, the idea that, heterosexuality and the female gender binary are normal, and that everything that falls outside is unusual for a sexually dimorphic species that reproduces with male, female. No, completely not the norm. Okay, going on. Shapes the way we speak about science, technology, and the world in general. The tour was devised by a gender and sexuality network. I mean, they sound like they throw fun parties. I wonder what the gift bag is.
I'm just trying to picture them putting their bricks together, like male to
And
male. and going, why doesn't it work?
No, I can just see them like, I have to, like, they just look at the connectors and they're like, triggered. They're like, do you have any Play-Doh? Because it's non-gendered and I feel really, really anxious having to even put pieces together. I don't know if you know, but that's a trigger for me. Can I say this in the kindest way I can say things? I have many a gay and lesbian friend, and
Yeah,
we rarely talk about the gender of Legos because I just like them as people. I mean, we don't generally
yeah,
talk about our innie or outie bits at
yeah.
all. It's a really strange conversation.
Yeah, I can't imagine in any sort of situation, outside of the internet, of being like sitting with your friends and start talking about your sex, what you do in a bedroom. I mean, like if I was sitting with you, Mo, and your husband, and my wife was sitting there also, we were talking. I don't think one of the things we'd be talking about is what we like to do in bed with our partner. That's just not normal.
Oh, well, I was going to say we have a whole pride, little bit at the end of our evening dinners. We get the leather out, we start playing George Michael. It's a heterosexual parade. He's got the little, shorty booty shorts with the suspenders and leather, and I've got the little, chain, and then we're like, we're straight, we're straight. Oh yeah. We
I
just
just don't- I just can't, I don't find that normal. I mean, you
in the
know,
background we're just playing, videos of trains going into tunnels and all of the old euphemisms. We're just like straight. Oh yeah. Like, oh, don't
oh
I
God,
don't care. Like again, it,
no.
it is part it is the rule of my commune. Unless I ask, it is a don't tell kind of policy. Now, when I do ask, I will be asking all the questions and you cannot get offended.
Right.
But if I don't ask, I don't you don't have to
I,
tell, I promise.
oh, oh God.
All
Oh,
right, let's see.
these normal.
Uh so it was made a tour devised by a gender and sexuality network at the museum, which is a group of staff and volunteers creating or committed to creating more visibility and inclusion for the LGBTQ plus community in Science Museum Group Museum's collection. I'm confused.
Um,
It's
and the
science.
claim,
Science isn't gendered.
well, and the claims were criticized by Fiona McInerney, director of advocacy for the women's rights charity Sex Matters, which campaigns for sex-specific services. Would that be prostitution? I mean,
I think so. That is now she might be a more trans radical feminist. So
no,
one
no.
of
Read what she says. The Science
okay
Museum's self-guided trail.
is on all things queer is completely bonkers and includes some absurd claims. The idea
Yeah,
that Lego is heteronormative because the blocks are described as male and female is ridiculous. So I think she's more because so sex
yeah,
specific services. I think she's a feminist that really doesn't like men's inclusion into women's spaces. So
yeah,
she might be more of like, look, women need safe spaces. There are, actual biological reasons that a woman maybe doesn't want to, change with a bigger person around.
yeah. Especially whenever there's like a sausage slapping around between her. Oh,
The article was also spotted by ex-owner Elon Musk, who reposted it with a clown face emoji.
I goes go figure. Go figure. Yes.
A science museum spokesman for the or told Mail Online, quote, This blog post was published online in 2022 to highlight a small number of objects on display in the museum that relate to LGBTQ plus individuals, experiences, and communities. I do not know what, I mean, I know that Lego does come out with Pride Lego sets, and, they're a company. If people want to buy them, they can buy them.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. I just don't remember Legos ever,
Being
triggering me.
sexualized.
Yeah.
I, strange.
Okay, so the museums on this walking tour of queerness include the museum in South Kensington. Uh, let's see, we've got the National Railway Museum and the Locomotion Museum. Are they going to get really bad about nuts and bolts? The rivets are
Well,
mean because they're shoved in there with steam and
no, it's going back to the train traveling through the tunnel.
that's too heteronormative. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no. I was like, we
oh.
can end this, but oh my God, no, we can't. I was like, we are free to close. And then no, I'm like, no, no, we are not.
Nope.
And this is
Nope,
the
there's more.
exact reason I don't use Chrome because all of these ads, I usually use Brave.
Uh,
Scientists reveal what would happen. Like no astronaut has yanked it on the International Space Station. Like, it's a hypothesis, y'all. Scientists reveal what would happen if an astronaut had a really happy time in space. And it suggests that the 200 or 220-mile high club could be off the cards.
well, so how did mom get pregnant in space if sex isn't allowed on the space station? That's what I'm wondering. I mean,
During their
it wasn't like it was just floating around. I mean,
During their stints on the International Space Station, lasting for months at a time, astronauts spend their spare time doing many of the same things people do on Earth. So this raises the questions, do astronauts give themselves, a hand hug in zero gravity? NASA has not issued any strict guidelines around alone time, though sends them with little bottles of Jergens. No, I'm just kidding.
at least they're not little bottles of gherkins. That's a little different.
Although commanders have stated they do not allow, actual smeks on the International Space Station. Well, that's going to, lower your Yelp review. No
Yeah, it
one's going
makes
to
me not
that
want to go.
Airbnb again.
Yeah, I'm not staying at the International Space Station anytime soon. That's no fun.
Now, two scientists have revealed what would happen if an astronaut, well, had a happy time in space. Sex historian Dr. Esme Lewis James and AI expert. Why are we
I have
using
questions.
this is why Skynet turns on us. We create AI and then we're like, hey, AI, what would happen if a guy spooged in space? And this is why Skynet realizes we cannot be in charge of our own lives.
Well, I mean, it might get stuck in the dials or something like that, and that's the last thing you want to be doing is, trying to you're
Like,
sitting there like
damn it,
you
Bill, all over the autopilot. Now we have to fly
I'm
manually. Damn it,
I
Bill.
mean, damn it, Bill. How many times have I told you I don't like it whenever I don't need any hair cream?
According to the pair's calculations, um,
Oh,
the act of being happy would propel the astronaut backwards at a speed of 2 meters per hour. Jim, we told you not to. You weren't tethered. Damn it.
oh,
I'd have paid more attention in the distant race rate time, calculations in middle school if this had been the subject matter. Now, this could throw a spanner in the works for astronauts hoping to get frisky on future missions to Mars. Dr. Adam Watkins, Associate Professor of Reproductive and Developmental Physiology at the University of Nottingham, previously told the Mail Online that sex in space is physically possible, but wouldn't be as easy as here on Earth. Headaches still exist. Dr. James and Dr. Agnew posted a video on TikTok.
On
No.
TikTok.
Oh no, that is the actual video. It's just one of those scary smiling people.
Oh. Oh. Creepy.
Wait, like,
I'm still
Fast
here.
backwards is he propelled?
To work this out, we are going to rely on the conservation of momentum.
The conservation of momentum says that the total momentum of two or more bodies
Wait.
in a system.
is he wearing my towel as a shirt? Does he have a shag shirt on right now?
That is a terry cloth shirt. And he has a pocket on it. Now you understand why women, this is why we don't let you dress us.
To be fair,
no,
he does look like he is a fan of George Michael. So with the mustache, goatee, handlebar sort of thing, I think he can pull it off.
I didn't even notice. I don't pay attention to that stuff. Maybe that is a George Michael album back there too.
It's Wham. It's Boy George. Do you really want to hurt me?
Well, I guess that puts a different kind of blasting off in space. It's like, do not take it to the face in space. You might put your eye out 2 meters
You
per
know,
second.
I love that we used to have Schoolhouse Rock and the Magic School Bus, and now we have this. Let's continue to see.
Will remain the same. This means that the mass multiplied by the velocity of the ejaculate
No,
will equal the mass
not with the
multiplied by the
drops.
velocity of the man.
To work this out, we need to know the average volume of space funk.
And to convert that volume to mass, we need the density of that space spunk.
And of course, the average speed of a...
So first we calculate the mass by multiplying the density by volume, and then we multiply the mass by velocity. And that gives us the momentum of the ejaculate.
To conserve momentum, the velocity of the man multiplied by the mass of the man must also equal this number. Was that maths?
That was perfect. That
Fuck
was
yeah.
brilliant. So let's say the average man weighs 70 kilos. This means the velocity must equal this.
To put this more simply, this means our astronaut, who has blasted off in the vacuum of space, is now traveling backwards at 2 meters per hour,
So how fast is that? About the speed of an average garden snail.
which travels at 1 meter per hour.
So if you ever find yourself in the vacuum of space and you want to use ejaculate as propellant, you're not going to be moving very quickly.
And if you want to know more of the big questions about space, join us next time to find the zero G spot.
Or learn about the spaghettification of man in a black hole.
Really answering all of the big academic questions.
I couldn't even say it seriously.
Well, I mean, who could? And her boob was about to fall out. I don't know if Terry Cloth would have been too upset about that or even noticed.
No, he probably wouldn't have noticed.
Okay, so let's see. Now, no human has ever officially had SMECs in space that they've admitted to, and the lack of gravity could make that difficult. Try a Tempur-Pedic mattress. Just throwing that out there.
I'm just saying, whenever that's why there's and that's why the woman has legs and the man has arms, and well, women have arms too.
Shizzy,
But I'm just
it's getting worse. Now, German astronaut, and he would be German, Ulrich Walter once suggested in an interview that humans could look to the animal kingdom for inspiration. Dolphins will sometimes enlist the help of a third party to push the couples together to keep them from disconnecting during smexy
Well,
time.
they do, which is true, but you also have to remember that dolphins don't have arms, hands, legs, things that you can sort of intertwine with. And if you've ever seen the dolphins mate, you usually see a female, and she'll actually blush whenever she's in heat. She'll start turning red, like a shade of red. No joke, no joke. During the smexing
Yes.
time, they start turning like a little hue of red, and the males will like force them into each other. It's really, and it looks pretty weird. If never mind, that's too much
Let's see.
information. Sorry.
Mr. Walter suggests that open-minded astronauts could enlist the help of a willing friend to push them together. Come over here, Joe. I'm gonna need you to
Joe,
hold something.
Joe, just do this number for us. It'll be like a monkey with that little hand
Joe,
symbols.
no, it is not a threesome. You're a buttress.
Buttress.
Alternatively, a saner person just and a former NASA bioethicist described how a Velcro strap could be the answer. Leave it to a German to invite a third party, like, hey,
Uh, yeah, the biochemist is, oh, but of course you've got a biochemist is saying, no, you just get a no. Uh, there- I don't
it
know how
really,
you're having sex, but I'm just telling you that.
it would
Never
be great
mind.
for international relations. Come on, Ivan, we need your
I
help.
I
We're making
I
international history.
I'm guessing these guys must have never had sex before. That's all I can think of is they must have never had sex.
Well, I'm just,
I mean, not to get too technical, but think about what happens whenever you like have like doggy style, for example. I mean, do you think the guy is just sitting there, thrusting into open air? No, no, he's got a hold of something there. Just saying that there's grip. I mean, it's like what. It's like I'm picturing they've got these two inanimate objects that they're just like, well, how do we get them to like run into each other? They have hands, they have arms. These guys must have
I
never had
know, I'm
sex
just
before.
imagining them as, remember Pong? And you would just like,
Yeah.
and it was
Doom, doom,
like,
doom, doom. Yeah. No, these guys must have never had sex because once you come together, you can hold on to each other. You don't have to just go, oh, can somebody just push us together? No,
they thought it
I'm not
was
touching
hands
her.
free.
Yeah,
His hands.
hands free sex, I guess.
You have the ending quote is you have to get creative in this space. I mean, I'm shocked that no one has, admitted to being the first one to even self-love in space. I mean, I'd say, look, government, give me a grant, give me $100 bajillion. I will send someone up into space. It's just
Oh,
what's gonna go. And thank you so much for becoming a member of the Church of Mo. We accept dark chocolate sarcasm. Just no recorders or
no, no
kazoos.
kazoos,
Kazoos have
no
been
kazoos.
added.
I wonder. I
Flutes
wonder
are
if you
about to
blow
go
a
on
kazoo in
there.
space, how far you can hear it.
I wonder if you blew a kazoo in space, would you go faster than if you blew a
The
something
load.
else in space? Now there's a scientific experiment I could get behind.
All right,
NASA, come out with
let's.
that.
Yeah, like NASA. Okay, tell us if a guy blows a load, will he go faster than if he blows a kazoo? Just
Yeah, I mean, I am
inquiring minds
willing
want to
to
know.
send both, let's see, Jaden and Willow Smith to test this out.
That's why Bill Clinton heavily funded NASA.
He considered, well, I mean, Bill was just trying to figure out if Hillary would still consider it cheating if it was orbital. in
Well, I
location.
mean, isn't she orbital already?
Well, to
Mo,
tie
that's
it all
why
back, she does shop at the same place as Kim Jong Un. So
so
those
NASA would be
pantsuits.
needing a sexy astronaut, I guess is what NASA stands for.
Can you just imagine my application to NASA? Look, I am here to just study this whole 2 meters per hour. Look, I'm not going to math anything, but I'm going to need Henry Cavill here for science.
And then we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to get some testing. So we're gonna need multiple ones
Can we just
to
clone
test.
Henry Cavill's? Could we have an entire Jurassic Park sort of conveyor belt of just Henry Cavill's?
He does have short arms, so it's like, "Arr."
Look, I'm just. Oh, wait, he might not be able to get there because he's got a longer torso, shorter arms. This might mess up my.
Well, you can always help him out.
That's why the Tyrannosaurus is always so mad, according to Bobby Boucher's mom, because the Tyrannosaurus has little short arms and he can't give himself a hand hug.
Oh,
Betsy, they cut that scene out of Apollo 13, although Tom Hanks was really upset.
Mr. Handy.
Oh my.
Oh, oh,
Oh,
oh my
well,
God. Oh,
I do have to get off of here and check on one of the sick children. The creeping crud is going through everything. And since apparently I share custody with the school
oh,
system, they're really upset that I'm not taking him to a doctor for a virus.
oh, nice. Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna be over at and I put the link in private chat. That's where I'm gonna be on
Oh,
Saturday. That is the Down Home Network. That's where I'll be
ooh,
Saturday. I'll be a
cool.
guest. I'll be a guest over there. So
Awesome sauce.
go check that out. That'll be a fun
And
time.
yeah, it really is fun kind of getting back into that space of doing more panel stuff and, not being my own little insidian.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and I'm having to constantly do that for myself, is get out of that because I'll just close up and shut everybody off and do my thing, and I'm really bad about that. I'm really bad about that. It's one
I'm
small
not going
for
to
man,
censor nothing.
one giant for mankind.
No, I'm just going to yell, there she blows.
One small shot for man and one giant shot for mankind.
I feel like, I'm like, bite it, propulsion laboratory. He's going 3 meters.
Yes. Yes. That's 3 times the speed of a snail.
Yes.
Oh my
It
gosh.
does make Turbo the movie kind of weird now. Not gonna lie.
Oh god.
Houston, we have
Oh.
conception.
He made it all the way around the planet.
Okay,
Get
but I
himself in
think
the
you would be obligated to name that child, like something space related. So,
Hell
Orion.
9000. Hell 9000.
Yes. Al. Oh my God, he would be a sovereign citizen. That's how
Yeah.
we create sovereign citizens. You have smexy time and space, and therefore you
You were
cannot
saying
con.
this you were saying this earlier. You wanted to
Yes,
launch all the sovereign citizens into space. There you go. They'll truly
we
be sovereign.
suck it, Jen Psaki. We actually circled back. That's how you do it. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you had a good Friday. We have dealt with crazy cases, so we always need a good Friday to come back to and just, I mean, we didn't find peen fishes, but we did learn that Colombia has new exports and all the things. And apparently, you do not go to Pakistan unless you have that man. He has a ring on the finger because apparently, just can't trust a man
No, can't
you
trust
meet
the people.
online. Bye, you guys.
Oh,